And we're back with Steve, Kelly, and Kyle. Today we're going to be doing some monster rankings in Elden Ring. It looks like there's about 90 monsters altogether. We'll be ranking them by type, so not each one individually. So we'll leave out some similar ones, such as the differences between Godric soldiers and such. Just soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just a fun thing we're going to do for fun over a few drinks. And
Crack one open.
Yep.
And remember some awful encounters. I think a lot of these are going to be ranked pretty poorly, but
Yeah, which is why we made our A category good, and the rest only go from okay to worse.
And
Yeah.
really, our qualifier for good on A seems to be, is it not annoying?
yeah.
That's basically,
So good is
basically what it is.
Good isn't like I like fighting it, really. But it's difficult to do that for an enemy list. It's difficult to like what do you really like fighting in an enemy? So it's
Right, yeah.
It's a
I
little
mean,
bit
even when I
tricky to-
think of a lot of games with really well designed monster encounters and such, it's really hard to think of something as incredible. That's why we didn't have an S tier, for example. Like, it just seemed a little extreme for a run of the mill monster.
though I
Yeah.
did like shooting the hunters in the back in Halo 1, but they're also pretty easy when you learned how to do it.
Right, but easy doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So we
So
can
yeah, why don't we get cracking in here? We're going to probably fudge up the names quite a bit because they don't really label the names, so we just kind of get our own as a
So it looks
result.
like we're starting with the frog people.
I'm still learning my Elden.
Yep. Got the frogmen that you find in the Liarnia Lakes area there. I think it's-
Albernorix.
Yeah, the Albinorix.
Almanacs.
Which isn't the only Almanac in the game, because you also have the village of Albanax.
You can also get a map, which is kind of like an almanac.
It's close.
That's also true.
It's close.
And there's a species of them in the Blood Palace too. Or
But yeah,
Mogue's
these
area.
guys roll around. You farm them for souls. They seem like they're pretty high up there. There's not really too much going on wrong here.
These
Right.
guys might be one of the few that go into A for me, just because they're avoidable, and I mean, there's a purpose. You can farm, obviously, and a lot of people do. Everybody knows the almanac spot in the blood area, so you can actually get a little bit of an, I don't know. There's nothing bad about them.
Yeah, I don't know if they give you a lot of rewards, like through Lunaria and stuff, before you actually get to that farming spot.
No.
But so they're mostly avoidable, I'd say. I don't think you fight them too much until you usually get there.
I think that's an A or like a lower, though, because you don't have to engage in them.
I mean, you don't have to engage in all of them, but some of them are really worth engaging, so it's rewarding.
I also got their shield on my chick character. It kind of looks like an egg. So that's kind of fun.
Oh, also their club is actually a really good club.
Is it?
On a side note, yeah. I mean, it looks a
The
little
way
silly,
they roll
but people
around
like
is funny too.
So yeah, they're unique. They have a good design. They're not overly challenging or broken in any way. They give good rewards.
If you get their headpiece, it looks really funny on your character.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they got the headpiece.
Yeah.
So yeah, we always reserve the right to move these later, but for now, we'll put it as our first placeholder for a good monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's good.
Oh, boy.
Next, we have the Ancestral Spirits, I believe they're called. Let
Is
me
that the
double check
archer
that.
one? Or the non-archer
Yeah, Ancestral
one?
Followers.
Bodix.
These would be the archer ones, but we're going to focus on the archer ones for these.
So, I saw it earlier, or just like earlier this week I was playing, and they don't miss you because they actually curve to hit you. I've seen it like just curve 90 degrees, and it just hit my character anyways.
And on top of that, it moves 90 miles per hour, so it's
Yeah.
heat-seeking and fast.
I don't think
Yeah.
their health is bad.
No, they seem to die in what you think they would for the size they are and everything.
Yeah.
The problem is if you're in Sophia River and you manage to pin one down, you take like 2 swings and you get hit with like 3 other arrows, and you're like,
Right. Yeah,
ah.
their placement and purpose is like really annoying. I don't know.
But they're not like scattered everywhere throughout the map. They are kind of in, like, there's only 2 locations that I can think of where they were annoying. It's in, I think it's Lernia, coming up one of those sides, the west or the left,
Yeah,
or
and
the
then
west or the
underground.
right, and then underground. That's really it.
Yeah, anywhere underground you run into these guys.
And the
yeah.
placements are probably pretty important to how much we dislike these guys when they show up.
Right,
And
right.
honestly, I don't think that these guys, while they're annoying when they're there, they're not too bad.
And I will say all their other variants, the ones that don't shoot the super sniper bow, are actually kind of fun to kill.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
be probably good.
You want to say good? I was going to go
No,
okay.
I mean
but...
the other variants would be good.
Oh, yeah, so we think we average them to okay, maybe?
Sure, I think okay is fine. I don't think they're too
I would
bad.
probably,
You leaning towards bad? Or?
but I'm being more biased towards just the bow. But if we guys want to put them in B, we'll put them in B for now.
Even the
Right.
bow guys aren't awful.
I'd lean towards a C for the bow guys, but averaging them all out, I think they go up to a B.
All right, that's fair.
If we were to split the two. All right.
So are these the ones that are in the invisible snow place?
That's correct. These would be the little
archers.
wolf riding archer chicks.
I would say that they're bad. I think those are also Elbenics. Elben something.
Archer of Ordina?
Sure.
Yeah,
that's what I
there we
thought
go.
it was.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's a fun summon when you get it. I don't think that they just do too much damage when you get to that end point when you actually face them. They just completely wreck you while you're trying to jump across the buildings and get over this stuff. But I don't know. I think they're bad, but I don't think they're any worse than bad.
Yeah, I mean, they shoot like 1,000,000 miles per hour while you're doing that one part, but they don't bug me any. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle? You run into them much?
Well, they are just in that one snowy area with the invisible assassin, right? Is that what we're talking about?
That's the main place I can think of.
That's
for
the
them.
only spot I can think of them.
You guys warned me. I think I was playing with you guys when I was playing through that when we were playing online together, and you were telling me, "Oh, look out for the archers! Look out for the archers!" I had more of a problem with the assassin than the archers. So I mean,
you had a problem with the invisible assassin guy that can backstab you at any moment?
He is on the list.
Oh, on a side note, I found a torch you can buy that actually reveals the hidden
Yeah.
assassins. Can you use it on
Is
that
it-
guy?
You can use it on that guy, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is that
But
the ghost flame
also,
torch
I
or
think
something
it'd
else?
still
Sentry.
be probably
Sentry
pretty hard to fight with a torch in your other hand.
No, I think you can keep it on your back and you maintain the effect. So you can
Really?
you can two-hand.
That'd be weird.
Well, that's something.
Because I have it on my William
Another
Wallace
benefit
character.
to two-handed.
Okay.
Torch
But
on the back.
I would put them in okay just because I don't remember having a hard time with it. But if you guys both think that it's bad, then
They do
it's
a
2 to
shit
1.
ton of damage. I've tried running over there before and I died, and maybe it's just because that section sucks, but I would say they're bad. I wouldn't say they're any worse than bad, but I would say that they're bad.
I'm not
I
really.
was torn on that one, but I don't find them very rewarding as
Yeah.
well, so I guess maybe I'd lean towards bad. They're not like overly challenging, but they do have a... Yeah, I'll lean towards bad.
They
on
do
it.
a
fair.
lot of
That's fair.
damage.
It's a close one. They're near okay.
Yeah.
All right, next we got a little
The-
marionette buggy.
The guys that bug out and they start twitching around on the floor because it looks like they break themselves and
Yeah.
then they somehow fix themselves.
Yeah, the Avionics soldier. I guess not a marionette, Avionics.
One reason why I wouldn't rank these guys too poorly is they suck in a group, but most enemies do. And after they bug out, they at least have moments when you can attack them, which is better than a lot of them that are bad.
That's true. They do actually fall and collapse. However, I do find them particularly. I don't know. I have a little bit of trouble fighting them sometimes, but you're right. They're not really in big groups.
I would put them and probably the other Avionet things. I put all of them into C just because they're just annoying. Early game, maybe it's just because on my first playthrough when I was still kind of feeling it out, low level and everything, I would get wrecked by these guys because they would just, like you said, spin and like buzzsaw you. And it's
The
just
other
like, ow, ow, ow,
the
ow,
other
ow, ow.
marionette ones I definitely put lower, and actually for these ones I did separate the two.
I'm not actually that angry at the other marionette ones. They're tough, probably my first time through them, but after that, I feel like they've been pretty easy for me.
So,
I was struggling
Kelly,
with
for
them
the
more,
Avianet, you were thinking okay, and me and Kyle are leaning on the bad on that one.
Sounds like it.
So he's on the high bad.
Yes.
Then
You
I
can
guess
put them in front of the archers.
You have the all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we'll put him on the high bad.
yeah.
Sounds good. All right, the Azula Beastmen are next.
So these guys, it kind of sucks because they're just at the end of the game, so some of them just have too much HP, so you kind of run by them a little too much.
Although I do like fighting them actually. Like
Okay.
to me, they're not too challenging. At the same time, they pack a punch, but they die in about 3 hits, and they're big enough for 3 hits. That doesn't jive wrong with me.
It was annoying when I tried using a bow on them, and they started auto-dodging the bow after I hit them once, and I'm like, really? They're making these random scrubs that there's like 5 of them in the room auto-dodge the bow.
I didn't know they have an auto dodge feature. I didn't try the bow on everything though, so yeah,
I mean, that's more of a problem with the
that
bow,
is a
I
bow
guess.
problem for sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, if that is part of their problem, like auto dodging is an annoyance that some of these guys have.
I wouldn't argue too much if you guys wanted to put them in okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them as good.
Yeah. Okay.
But were you leaning towards bad, Kyle, or good?
No, I'm fine with okay.
All right. Yeah, they're a pretty straightforward thing to fight, at least.
Does this count the 2-sword variant here with the next Banished Knight that's coming up?
With the next Banished Knight, we're counting all the variants, so because
So
I think they're
broke.
all pretty similarly annoying. So yeah, Banished Knight's our next one on the list here.
Those are like the wind magic knights.
Yep,
and
they
everything,
have
right?
their spinning wind
those are
tornadoes and
either
such.
broke or awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normally I strongly favor humanoid enemies with weapons, but the Banished Knight never stops attacking.
Yes.
Like, that is his biggest problem, is
Yes.
there's no break between his 360-degree attack.
And unless you have heavy weapons, you can't poison either. So it's just,
Right?
what do you do? Proc him maybe, but try to shoot him with a bow. I bet you auto dodges. Or just
Yeah,
blocks
or
him.
he would just keep on attacking you.
Or just
so
keep attacking.
it just wouldn't work. They can
Right.
teleport later on, so they could just teleport right next to you while you're using a bow.
Kamehameha him, I guess, but
That's true.
Yeah,
The only reason I'd consider even putting him higher is he drops some of the best game armor you can get that early in the game, but he's so bad that even I would still put him down on the bottom.
yeah, they suck to fight.
Yeah,
It's not really fun.
It is always a pain to fight him, and if you don't need to farm his armor, you're ignoring him.
yep.
So yeah, I think that's good.
These guys, I think I'd put in awful.
Basilisks?
Yeah, I think they're pretty awfully done in this game. I don't think like they're hard, mind you.
Yeah, any one basilisk ain't too bad.
But the problem with Basilisk in this game, especially coming off of like Dark Souls and stuff like that, is that they attack behind them whenever they spray their mist. So you're always getting that like darkness mist build up, and it goes down pretty slowly. So you have to like sit there and wait for that to go down before you attack another group again. Like you can't really avoid the darkness mist because he attacks it somehow or behind him when he's spraying it in front of him. And they have too much HP in this game compared to
all
what
the
they
other
had
ones
before.
they die in one hit.
Yeah. Well, this one they come in packs of 10, but they all take 3 hits with a max upgraded weapon. I think they're pretty awful. Like, it's not that they're hard; they're just not good at all.
Yeah, and I would say if you're worried about the build up of it, I mean, there's talismans to build up your immunities and everything. That kind of it helps me at least. If I just walk around with one of those, I'm not worried about.
Have you ever
But
killed
if-
like a
Poison or
group of
rot or
3 of them
anything
or
like
so? Just
Or did you
curious.
just run by them?
Because I actually never succeeded in killing a group in this game.
I've fought them. I've killed them. Yeah,
I've done it,
They're
but
not
yeah,
bad.
it's been annoying.
It's
Right.
annoying, but
I always kill one, then I look at my build up like, nope, I ain't gonna survive another.
Well, you have to sit there and wait and circle around.
Right, so yeah, it's a time game then.
It's a time
Yeah.
game.
So Kelly's leaning towards broke. Are you leaning
Awful.
towards? You're leaning towards awful. So he's not that bad, just a little bad.
No, there's
Gotcha.
definitely worse enemies.
And
But
you were leaning towards bad, Kyle.
I would bad or awful. I guess I'd be more bad, but
And I mean, I guess because I got the Dark Souls influence, so I knew what he used to be. So I'm leaning towards awful on that.
Yeah.
It is close, so I agree.
I would say awful just because it's not that they're hard again. You can take them out. You can wait. But it's just like if awful is supposed to be, you may as well run away from them. That fits that perfectly. You
I
may as
guess,
well
yeah.
run by that thing every single
they
time
also
you
don't
see
drop anything that I can think of that
Also
would be
true.
worth it.
Yeah,
so,
very good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, leaning. Next we got what I just assume is called a battle mage, but we'll double check that.
it. Oh, the fire people.
Yeah, battle mage.
Hey, would you look at
Nailed
that?
it.
So are they the fire ones?
No. These guys have the big giant magic hammer. They usually swing at you and a few other
Oh.
spells. They
I don't even know these
have
guys.
crazy poise.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
I know
that
who you're
they're
talking about. There's not a lot
S
of
tier.
Yeah, you run into one in the Atlas Plateau near Gold Mask, and the rest are all in like the Halig Tree secret area where on your way to Millennia, he's on the bridge just before the Loretta fight.
Man, I might have ran by them because I
Yeah.
just run by everything there.
These guys, I don't actually mind them. Like, they have a crazy poise hammer move that, no matter how many times you attack them, they're not going to break the stance. They're finishing that hammer move, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're, just a tough mage. They work for me. I don't know how you sit with them, Kyle.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of them, and I think I can only... the first one you run into, is it at the Altus Plateau?
That's the first one I ran into.
Yeah, me too. I don't think there's anything before that, but... I mean, at that point in the game, you should be able to either fight him fairly, or it's at least a challenge, but it's not like... It wasn't upsetting. That was like, why is he here? Blah, blah, blah. Like...
Right. And
I don't know if he drops anything either, or
his,
what you get
actually,
for
his
runes,
helmet
but-
is really good. The one
Does
on
he?
the Atlas Plateau gives you his gear set, at least, and
Okay.
that gives you a good strength and magic bonus, I believe.
I would probably put that in okay then, just because it's not outside of where you should be, and if it drops something decent, then sure.
Okay, so we'll put him in okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, I think we have the
Oh,
Black Flame
fuck
Monks,
these
but
guys.
we could include the Flame Monks in these because I don't think I included them, so just Flame Monks in general. But
Well,
let's focus on the
wouldn't-
Black Flame for
Yeah,
this.
I wouldn't put them together. These guys
Yeah.
can go jump off a cliff.
So you don't like the Black Flame
I hate
Monks?
them.
I
hate
don't
them
think
very
they're the
much.
worst. I don't think they're broke.
For being in Caelid, I think they're broke.
I think they're. I'm fine with awful, but I don't know. I just played through it like earlier when I was fighting these guys. But
These-
I also use my weapon arts possibly more than you do. And if you use your weapon
Could
arts
be.
on them, you can normally deal with their damage at semi-distance, even if it's not a magic character. The guy's using the Earth Shaker one.
Yeah.
My tactic with them is definitely a lot of like swing and hit like 3 times, then they give you a good telegraph that they're going to do a fire thing, so roll back a million feet and then come back in. So it's a lot of in and out. I don't mind them. They are hard for sure. So yeah, personally, like hell, I could even go okay. So I'll knock it down
Really?
with whatever you guys want. Actually.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to raise it up to awful from Kyle's broke.
So. Well, you want to go broke, Kyle. You're going down that low.
I just have bad memories of first encountering him because there's that mist wall to that
Right before that
Goskin
boss.
guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And
No,
I would
it
try
is.
There's
to,
a guy right in front
and I
of
tried
me.
to kill that
Right,
guy
that's
like
where I first
10
ran into
times
one.
in a row, and I was like, why is this guy harder than the boss? This is stupid.
He is crazy tough.
We'll put him in awful. That's fine.
All right, so like I was going okay. Kelly was going there. We'll average him to awful.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Awful? I mean,
Yeah.
unless we go to bad, I can be generous on it because maybe it's not as bad as I
Well,
thought.
let's put him on the high end for awful. 'Cause I think
Yeah,
he's still
okay.
better than the Basilisk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
definitely
Basilisks
better
are
than
just bad
Basilisk.
encounters. Like
Right.
Basilisks are much easier than
Yeah.
like most of the things on this list,
Yeah.
but they're just not fun.
Okay. Next we got the fun one, the old Bloodhound Knights, I believe they're called.
They die pretty quick, no matter when you fight them in the game. So they at least have a small enough like health bar that it seems like if you're aggressive, you can kill them pretty easy.
Yeah, and they're pretty. I mean, they got a lot of style points too. They look cool as shit to me. Their armor that you get from one of them's really neat looking. The fighting style is good. I like them actually.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put them in good.
You don't go good. Okay, so we're gonna go okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Okay, but I want to put them on the high end of okay, if that's okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Next, I believe these are called the
Broken
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
These guys are
Yeah,
good.
broken statue enemies, not
Yeah.
gargoyles. Huh?
So these guys, I don't know if they're good encounters as far as being fun, but they reward you like crazy for the amount of souls you get at that point.
Right, they are crazy rewarding. They're meant to be roadblocks, so I guess that's their purpose.
But they're also easy.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
this is one of the easiest enemies so far on this list.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they could be a little bit trickier, I guess, maybe, but I guess it's fine to have an easier enemy. The problem is they just reward you almost so much while being easy.
Right.
They reward you more than everything else. I don't know. I'd be fine with okay. I don't know if I'd put them in good.
Yeah.
just-
I don't think I go okay.
Donkey does a review. We just talked about it.
He's
before
like,
the
why
video,
does
but
this guy give 3,000?
Exactly. He's like,
Yeah.
this guy gives.
And then he
like,
compares it to the Crucible Knight.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. He's got the right idea there.
Yeah.
We'll put him a little
We're probably
higher.
high okay,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Because, I mean, he's
Exactly.
easy. He rewards you a lot. It's
Yeah.
not anything to it. Is this next one a firewall?
No, that'd be I believe they're like fire slug, burning
Oh.
slugs.
I jump right over the firewall with my horse thief, so that one's pretty easy for me.
Right, the smolder wall in Caelid is easy.
Yeah.
That's an A. That's a good.
Yeah.
Right, win.
So these fire snails, they just always had snails or snail
Slugs,
enemies since or
yeah.
slugs since
Only because we also have
Demon
snails.
Souls. Yeah, that's true. They did have snails in Kingsfield.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so they had these slugs enemies. It seems like they've been in the series for a long time. They're always super easy. You just attack them.
Right, they die quick enough. They shoot their little fire bits and such. They hurt a bit, actually. That like what does kind of jar my realism is their lava they spit hurts more than actual lava.
Oh yeah, no, the
Which is
lava.
kinda
All
funny.
fire damage hurts
Yeah.
more than the actual lava.
Yeah,
I don't.
lava. That's more lava's fault though. That's not on them,
I'm not sure how the lava works in this world. It doesn't really make sense.
right?
But yeah, I'm fine
Yeah.
with okay or good. I mean, they're pretty simple, so I probably okay.
Yeah.
This one is almost. It doesn't matter to me where we put him. I would even just put him for C because it's middle of the road. But I don't think I've killed maybe more than 3 of these things because there just isn't any reason to. Just run
Yeah.
past them.
I kill them because they're so easy that when they're in my path. But
yeah. It's
otherwise,
like,
yeah,
may as
there's,
well.
no,
Haha, take
there's
that,
definitely no
snail.
reward for them. So yeah,
I'm fine with okay.
I put them bottom of okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go up to that. Next we got what I used to call the Sirens, but I guess they're called Chanting Dames.
Oh, so these are the flying.
Yeah, the singing bat ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, these ones suck, kind of.
I usually try to find a way around them because their poison is almost instantaneous no matter what you're
They
resisting.
fly around, which always makes
Yeah,
enemies fun.
flyers are an automatic like annoyance,
Yep.
and
And they're normally in a pack with all
yep.
the other flyers.
they often come with other enemies that are annoying. So
They drop a lot of runes though, and they drop. The
they do
Oh,
drop.
they do drop
They
the
drop
item.
the thing that gives you a lot of runes
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there. So money in the bank.
They might only drop that once, but still, once is better than most other things. That's
Right.
not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely bad or worse. So C to D, they're not broke
I don't
for
think they're
sure.
broke.
I don't know if I'd go awful, but I could go bottom B or bottom
I
C.
would go with bad then, just because their design's cool and the music's cool. So
Yeah.
I think if you're taking that as a factor in,
That's true. They have a little ambience that comes with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's put them bottom C.
Yep, I'm cool with that.
All right, next one is hardly really an actual enemy, but we're throwing it on the list. The Chariots.
I probably rank this higher than everyone else. So.
I think you would too, because
Yeah.
they serve a purpose. And I gave them a little forgiveness when I found out you can actually get your vigor high enough that you could just take a hit from them.
You can also use that flask or whatever.
But at the same time, I hate them, like on a personal level.
I like them as like a trap to avoid. I think it works.
Yeah, I would keep them above broke just because.
Yeah, they're above broke,
yeah.
although their hitboxes have got me when I was clearly undercover. Like nope, I was way out of that range, but somehow it hit me.
Well, just comparing it to something that we've already put in broke, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, let's put the Chariot in awful. Those Wind Knights are stupid.
Of course,
I
Kelly, I
would put
think,
the
has it
Chariot.
much higher up.
I
doesn't
would
he?
put it in like okay or bad.
That's where you're looking
I
at.
like the Chariots.
Really?
I think it's a fun trap to avoid while you're going through the dungeon.
I get its purpose as a trap, but
The one-hit kill is pretty brutal.
The one-hit kill's brutal, and the other reason I'll mark it down for my personal list is the fact that the hitboxes aren't always where they should be, and for me, and also the fact that they sometimes turn around like where they didn't normally turn around. So when you're trying to predict them, it's a little bit annoying.
Oh
like,
yeah, because their paths change.
like wait,
while
now
you're
you're
going
suddenly
through it.
changing. God, I was counting your pattern the other way.
Yeah,
So,
they change their paths
yeah.
all the time.
So we're gonna go with a low bad.
I'm
All
fine
right.
with that.
I'd like it a high or a high awful.
We can put it bad if we want. That's fine. Or a high.
I like it as a trap. I like avoiding it. I think it's fun.
Okay, it's on the bottom. Like this will keep going lower on bad until it's awful. The next one's hardly even worth a mention as far as a name, but it's just your commoners.
I like killing them because I just like killing these guys. They look like guys you want to kill.
Yeah, they look like guys you just want to put a sword in.
Yeah.
They die easy enough. They're not aggressive. They drop something.
But as far as non-aggressive enemies go, you do want to kill them. So they did a good job with the design of like, wow, I don't like this guy. There's
I want to
something
kill
about
him because
him.
I feel like if I walk by him, he's gonna follow
Yeah,
me.
he would probably do that too.
But I do stop to kill him, so they got something going for them.
I'd say they're okay. They're higher than the snails.
You put them over the snails?
They're fun. Like you would want to kill them.
How about you, Kyle?
I'm fine putting them in okay. I'm just looking at what else is in okay, and we might need to put the Bloodhound guy into good.
We'll consider. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like as the lists fill up, we'll consider bumping. Yeah, as needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point there.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing about the Bloodhound guy that seems worse than the frog dudes.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, you can throw that up there.
Well, we'll do it now then. We'll put them in good. We'll put them under the frog guys.
All right.
All right.
Crucible Knights.
Crucible Knights next. We all know them. I've included all Crucible Knights in this shield series.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
But we can talk about preferences among them just for funsies. But yeah, what do you think of a Crucible Knight?
If you have a parry shield, they're fun, but if you don't, they suck.
Right, because they're another classic problem of never stops attacking.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can create openings with a parry, but it seems like that's one of the only options.
Right?
The
are
dual
good design.
Crucible fight, that's a
They
boss.
do
Oh,
look
yeah.
cool.
The dual Crucible fight is like that is
That's
not. They're
pure
not
garbage.
designed to be a group.
Yeah, and like they are like if you do parry them, they do a lot of damage. Even when I was parrying them, it seemed like if they got one hit on me, I'd probably just die all the way because they just combo me or do something where it's hard to get out of.
Right.
Even if it's not a complete combo in itself, it's just hard
Right.
to
right.
avoid damage after you get hit once. So they're probably a little too brutal, but if they're the equivalent of like the Black Knights in Dark Souls,
Which I kind of think because they disappear when you kill them.
yeah, they do die when they die, which is a huge plus.
Yeah, that keeps them out of broke or awful even.
Yeah,
I think.
so
So
probably
bottom
just
bad?
bad. I'm fine with.
Well,
I'm fine
actually,
with
let's put
top
them above
bad.
the Chariots
Yeah.
there too.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd actually put them even above the Avionics.
Because like they
That's-
are actually fun when you parry them, but I don't think I have fun with them too much when I don't.
Right. Although between the shield and the spear one, do you have a preference?
They both parry the same.
I usually prefer to fight the spear ones because the shield ones are just, I don't know. A lot of my weapons have trouble with them. Unless I have a colossal weapon, then I don't mind. Between the two. All right.
These the miners.
Yep, just your average little miners, your diggers, or what do we call them?
These guys are broken.
Crystal miners. Okay, easy done. Yeah, broken. Crystal miners. How they just ignore you and keep mining. No.
Acknowledge me.
Trash, dude.
Right.
I have a girl, sexiest dress possible, never got catcalled once.
Right.
So I would
They
go
call
ahead and put
themselves
them
miners.
in broken. Yeah, they call themselves miners.
You can't be a
they call
contract
themselves
worker
men.
and not catcall a woman that walks by.
Yeah, so probably broken, but I guess I'll settle for okay.
Yeah, with all seriousness, with the miners, I like I like having the diversity of armor types with the whole strike.
Oh
only
yeah, and
kind
if you
of thing.
two-hand your weapon, you go right through their defense.
Yep,
Yeah.
or if you jump attack, I find works for a lot of weapons too.
Yeah.
So
I like them.
Yeah, miners
I think
are alright.
They're
Yeah,
either
they're
good
fine.
or okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can put them high, okay. If that seems alright.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do
with
I go
that.
lower on okay?
I just wonder if they should be good.
Yeah,
Or
that's what I
would
was
I?
wondering.
Oh, really?
Just because they. No, we'll keep it okay. Because
Okay, with room to move.
They're
I mean,
probably
they-
better than the frog people.
they do drop some smithing stones early, like potentially randomly, but
Yeah, that too.
Okay, good point. Yeah,
You know what I
actually,
mean?
just their location. Let's put them in the good. We'll put them bottom good.
yeah.
All right.
They also dig up all the materials for you and then
Right,
don't
right.
do anything to them.
That's true. They just leave them there.
Yeah.
You can get them.
Next we have the crystal snail creatures, or just basically all these snail types, because they're
Like the
vary
summons.
with elements
Probably
and
okay.
poisons.
There is a. It looks like that's a different snail you have on there. That white snail. I
Yeah.
did see a grab attack on Reddit that they did on like a chick character, and it looked almost pretty provocative.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of all right.
Well, that puts it up a tier.
Yeah, I don't know if the regular snail does that though. That might be the white snail that's all cum looking. But so this one is probably, I like that they brought back snail enemies and it has like the same breath attack that they had in Kingsfield, so that's kind of fun.
Mhm.
And I don't know, they're not bad. They're either okay or good. I'd be fine with either of those. They're pretty simple.
They
so
die
I guess
quick
they're kind of
enough?
like the slugs,
Yeah, I'd put them above the slugs.
right above the slugs. I
Because they
think
got
is fair.
some more variety. How about you,
Yeah.
Kyle?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm just thinking the summoner ones. Those are annoying.
Oh, yeah. Which
Yeah,
I
that's a
do have
different
that
one.
separated here.
That's
I
But the
think.
summoner
I think.
ones, I think, are the ones that have the grab attack.
You might be right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're
so
like
that's not the hentai
grabbing-
snail?
Yeah, it is the hentai snail. The white one is.
Oh, okay. Mental note of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can keep that where it is. Then I'm good
Okay,
with that.
so put them in the lower B side.
Yep.
All right, next off we got the
Dancing
dancers,
ladies.
the possessed dancer ladies.
Those
of
are
the
going to
world.
be good. Just because it's so good. For me, anyway. Just because it's so goofy.
You like the
to
way
see
that they're
'em.
dancing, so you
No,
like the design.
It
and
is a good
everything.
Yeah, I
design
just think it's
concept. I
goofy.
agree.
Yeah.
Because when I first ran into them, it was like, oh hey, what you doing? Just
Yeah,
oh,
you guys just are
all right,
dancing.
I'll pose with you.
Yeah, I'm
We'll do a
gonna
little
keep an eye
dance.
on you. I'm just gonna keep on moving.
All right, so what's on this fire here? Oh, there's people in this fire. Oh, they're explosive. Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I
Good,
don't. They
good
don't
for
bug me.
ambience. Bottom good.
They're kind of like fun to chop
fine.
down, like they were in
Yep,
Bloodborne.
they die at the right amount of hits.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just feel like the Bloodborne ladies,
Yeah.
which were also fun to chop up.
also true. That I know because I haven't played it. Demi-humans.
Oh, so that's the tailor, right?
Yeah, little monkey-looking guys,
Yeah.
based off the Taylor guy that Kyle references for quests.
Yeah.
Yeah, you meet a lot of them in the early game.
And that's the little demi-human. Not the
Yeah,
big
these are the
one.
little ones. I've somehow that got over it, but yeah. So yeah, the little demi-humans.
I'd say they're good. They work.
Yeah, I mean they die quick enough. They actually have an
As far
effect
as
where
a
they
grunt
cower when their
enemy.
boss dies too. So very
Oh, okay,
grunt-like.
that's cool. I didn't
Okay.
know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that.
So good on the bottom good there too.
Yeah.
Looks like we like the grunt enemies in the.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those.
And the Bloodhound.
And the Bloodhound,
Bloodhound.
for style.
Yeah.
Of course, we debated that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we got the demi-human queen coming up here.
That one's probably also in the same spot as far as just a bigger demi-human, as long as it looks different enough, which I think those ones are bigger.
Yeah, and out of the bigger enemies, she's actually easier to hit, like hitbox wise. Like
Yeah.
I've found that's a little weird with some of them; they get a little wonky. How about you, Kyle? Were you thinking goodish as well?
Yeah, that's fine. There's no real like
Rewards. There's not really real rewards with these guys, but that's with most of these grunt enemies that we're
yeah,
playing
but
up here.
it's not like a frustrating fight to get no reward. You know, it's
Yeah,
It's kinda,
it
it's
feels
okay.
right.
It's
It
And she
feels like
disappears and-
I
Yeah.
gotta fight this thing. She disappears.
I think she does. Well, in a lot of places,
I don't
she'll
think those
disappear.
ones should. I think they're pretty easy enough.
There are probably some that respawn.
I'm okay keeping them in low good.
A little good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the little Scottish puppy dogs.
Well, actually, I just lump dogs all together in one category.
If you lump in dogs, then they're awful.
Right, because honestly, because I figure even though the ones with side effects like bleed are definitely a pain in the butt, but dogs are pretty similar at least in fighting.
They should die in one hit to a max upgraded weapon at the end of the game. So I am taking the end of the game dogs.
Or at least
into
a max
consideration.
upgraded like heavy weapon should at least do
They
it.
just kind of do a little too much
Yeah.
damage. They stun you while you're in a group, and there's not much you can do.
And their attacks are hard to predict,
Yeah.
because it's a face attack, which is always doesn't get televised.
And you shouldn't.
Telegraph.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it feels like you shouldn't have issues with dogs after what it is you face so far. They need to make them look meaner with like
Right.
teeth coming
You
out
kill
of
giant
their
trolls
fucking
and
teeth.
everything, yet the dog's the thing you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Every time you hear that bark, like, oh crap, where
Yeah.
does it come
So
from?
the beginning of the game, I think that they're good, but at the end of the game, I think that they're awful. So just if you're putting them all together, I would say the end of the game overlaps the beginning and makes them awful.
Yeah, if it whatever taste it
I'm
leaves in your
okay
mouth at
putting
the
it
end.
into awful. Yeah.
Go with awful too.
Come
High
on,
awful,
yeah.
low awful.
You can do high.
Yeah, above the Basilisk, I would put him. I would
But
much rather fight Basilisk than dogs.
I would rather fight the dogs than that guy that you have in awful.
I'd rather fight the guy than the dogs, just because I like fighting them a little bit more.
Just because I think they're good.
Yeah. So we're going in between the
Yeah.
Basilisk and the Black Flame Monk.
That's where I would put it.
Okay. All right. Next, this one hardly even deserves a mention, but we thought, why not? Just little dragonflies.
Technically not an enemy, actually.
No?
You can warp while they're attacking you.
Oh, really?
Can you?
But they can attack you. So
So I would put them in broke.
That sounds like a problem.
Yeah, you can warp while they're targeting you. You shouldn't be able to warp unless you sprint on your horse like 5 miles away like everyone else.
That would put them in broke if that happened, because then they can stay away from you, and you can never.
Yeah,
they
you
just
can't
stay
hit
up
'em.
here, and you can never warp. You have to like
Yeah.
try to run away from their area of whatever.
So since you have them in here, I just put them in okay. They're like the same as the slugs.
Yeah, it's okay.
You can't
Of
hit
course,
them.
I do find them a little annoying.
Yeah, you can put them in bad because
Yeah,
they're
I'm gonna
impossible
put
to
them in
hit.
bad. We got room in bad for one. Hopefully
Okay.
high bad, but it's because they're impossible to hit. They're just kind of there to annoy you a little. Like
Grunt enemy, they're good.
yeah,
Oh, this next one.
yeah. The next one, the Exiled Soldiers.
The only thing that's annoying is they do have like a wind attack, and it's just like that attack seems a little too strong for
Just
what
an
you
Exiled
grunt
Soldier
enemy.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they're
I guess
good
fine.
design.
Yeah.
The look of them. And
I guess it's
everything,
themed because it's Godric's castle, and Godric has like the wind and then the fire wind and all that. So it's kind of
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Relevant.
fine with them being with the rest of the grunts.
right. Yeah, I like them. So we're going okay on the grunt side or A on the good grunt side.
Good. I think they work.
I go with good as well.
yeah.
Also, I'm using their chest piece for my samurai right now. It works
Oh yeah.
with the samurai hat. Yeah.
Are these the gravity dudes?
These guys are not the gravity guys that are coming up. These are the fallen soldiers. You find them in the Nokron city area after you go on your way to the Mimic. They have the
Oh.
great shield. Some of them carry bows.
Huh.
Others just carry these torches. Also on the way to the deep or the depths where you get to the deep root depths before you fight the gargoyle.
They should go an eye because they only have one eye.
I guess it does. Yeah, looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are just your quick, easy to kill mobs. The great shield guys are a little bit annoying to kill, but not too bad.
As long as they don't have a shit ton of HP,
don't.
I'm fine with them being good. But I know there's like quick, easy ones that are underground that have like a few thousand HP, and you're like, what?
Right.
they're,
No, I mean,
they're annoying.
you recognize these ones, Kyle?
Very vaguely, which is almost why I would rank them lowly, just because I don't recognize them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If-
they put them with
but
the
if
snails.
they fit all the criteria of everything else that we put in the higher ranks, then we would have to put them in the higher ranks.
I think
So
the
they're okay with
snails.
it.
I mean, the ones we put in the higher ranks are at least like we remember fighting them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they were unmemorable for you guys, I remember them just because I'm always getting the mimic and they're directly en route to it. So
I guess. Yeah.
it's just how I run into them a lot.
I haven't used the mimic other than my first playthrough, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just never level up mind. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I did use Tish though in one of my playthroughs, so I do mix it up.
Tish is fun.
sometimes.
Tish is sassy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, we'll put that in B then. Next guy we got is just your standard. Oh wait, no, that's a dragon.
That's a dragon.
Looked like a bat for a second.
Oh yeah, just your big bats. They like to fly around at the end of the game.
Just a really strong
Right,
dragon that
your
teleports.
giant bat
end
lizards
game in a
that shoot
tunnel,
lightning and
or the
fire,
wizard
you
in
know.
Some of those dragons at the
The
end of the
wind area.
game actually respawn, and they have a lot of HP, and they really don't give you anything.
No, they don't. They give you like gravel. Like,
Some of
yeah.
them actually drop like the max upgrade stones, while other ones don't give you anything. It's I'm just kind of like, was one of you a boss one as the different attacks? It's visually difficult for me to tell.
Right, and I did lump all dragons together in that just because all dragons fight pretty similar.
Some of them are bosses though, and I think that's a little bit different.
True. So I should say all non-boss dragons.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing any boss things. If it has a boss,
if it's a non-boss dragon, I think bad's acceptable.
Now, would the fact that they drop dragon hearts, which is essential to if you want to make your character,
not all of them do.
The non-boss ones don't drop dragon hearts.
Oh, like the wyverns? You mean like in Caelid?
No, in the final dungeon, the Tornado
order.
City, there's like some dragons that are in Tornado City. Most of them do drop what it is you're saying, and since we're talking about a big group, but those ones that don't drop anything are pulling it down. Because one of them was like in a circle arena you have to jump to, and I'm like, oh, this is going to give me something good. And I killed him, and I was like,
remember one of
same.
What?
And he also, that same asshole did a wind attack that pushed me off the ledge, so I had to go fight him again to find out he gave me nothing.
I do remember.
So just because of that guy that gives you nothing, even though the other ones are fine, it's at least bad.
So I'd go bad myself. But you're thinking better, Kyle? Or?
I would say it's better for the majority of them, but those ones that give you nothing are...
Because these are non-boss dragons in that regard, but yeah.
I guess we can put them in bad, but I just...
You want high bad then at the very least?
Yeah, I think they're closer to okay.
So you're thinking
they do serve a purpose to the mechanic of the game as far as the dragon hearts, even though not all
Not
of
the
them.
ones that don't.
Even though not all of them drop them, but the vast majority of them do.
Yeah, it is just that final dungeon when they're stupid.
Yeah, so we got the whole average poll there. So we'll put them high bad for now.
So it looks like we got the face tanks coming up next.
Good old face tanks, also known as, I don't know, because my thing froze up.
I like face tanks now. I hated them the first time I fought them because I was just trying to attack them from the front and they kept on hitting me. But then when you see the little guy in the back and you get the crit hit for backstabbing them, I think they're kind of fun. I run in there and attack these things when I see them now.
I had the same mindset. I thought they were really annoying at first till I found out about the back weakness. Flame Chariots, by the way, if you're wondering for the wiki name.
Oh, okay.
But I like Face Tank better.
Face Tank makes more sense.
I mean, if someone said Flame Chariot, no one would get it. Face Tank, they know exactly what
I'd be
you're
like the
talking about.
chariot in the lava place.
I defy either of you to tell me Turtle Pope's real name.
Turtle Pope.
Turtle Pope doesn't have a name. It's Turtle Pope.
Exactly.
Dog?
I bet you it starts with an I. It looks like it would start with an I. Let's go
I'm
with
fine with
Isaac.
this guy being in good, honestly. Like
Actually,
I said,
I should put my money on a G and R and M. We know how this
you're
goes.
probably right.
Yeah.
Greg.
Girdle Pope.
Yeah.
Girdle Pope. Where are you putting Face Tank? You feeling?
Good.
Good? You feeling good?
I like the face tank fights now.
How about you, Kyle? Where are you feeling?
What do they drop?
Not much.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they drop more souls than like any of the other people we put up
Yeah,
there.
they're tougher. Yeah, especially the ones in good.
Except the Albernarix.
They certainly
Yeah,
get some
but-
style. They get style points for me at least.
Yeah,
Alright, we can put
visually
them in
they're
good.
super
We can
cool
put them in
too.
good.
All right, we'll put it good.
And the weakness is something that everyone can get. You don't have to have a certain character or build to do it.
Sure.
Right.
So these are just the literal nobodies.
The frenzied villagers, actually, the ones that are possessed by
frenzied.
madness
The
that
madness
shoot.
folk.
Yeah, fire.
So
snot
they're
at ya.
nobodies, but they have the frenzy attack bonus, which makes them a little bit more annoying.
So
Maybe the bottom of bad or okay. I mean, the bottom of okay.
bottom okay, high bad would for me. The frenzy ones, I find madness particularly annoying, but that is
Yeah.
what they're supposed to do.
I'm with Steve as well on madness. I don't like
I'm
it.
fine with bad as long as it's like a high bad. I don't.
I would
think
call it
they're
a
bad.
high bad
Yeah.
because they serve their purpose. They're not worth killing really either for that matter, but they are easy to kill. So
Is there anything else on this list with madness or frenzy?
possibly, but unlikely.
Because that would probably go worse than them. They're probably like the least annoying.
Of all the madness ones,
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Because they're just grunts.
Yeah. Pretty simple.
Okay. All right. Well, next off we got, I believe, an ant.
The giant
Nope, a
ant.
bat because
Oh.
my order got thrown off here.
Okay. Well, we could do the ant because the ant is next.
You're right. I don't know why that got all jumbled around. Let's do the ant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, giant ant.
The problem I have with the ants is they're kind of close to grunt enemies, but their acid spit does an absurd amount of damage.
The acid spit hurts, but they do die quick too, though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't die slowly.
Although if we're talking about pulling it down for the average, because I didn't differentiate, the big flat-headed bull ants can
Those
eat a
suck.
dick.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
those
those
are
things do
pain in the
suck.
ass to kill.
Right, I hate those things. So I
Would have
don't
been okay.
I don't hate ants, but
I'd say bad. I don't like the I don't hate them for the most part, but maybe
I think I enjoy killing ants more than some of these things in our bad tier. But
I think they're both tied with the madness people we just put there.
Yeah, want to put it.
Like
well,
I
yeah,
said,
you
that
can, Kyle.
acid thing when you're actually at a distance and they use it does like 10 times damage than the regular attack, and you're like, what? Whatever.
Also, they do have a grapple where they sting you with your stinger sometimes too. That sucks.
Yeah.
But what are you feeling?
I was gonna put him in okay, but the slugs right next to him kind of makes me want to put him in bad.
So yeah, it's either a low okay or a high bad.
Let's
We'll
go
go
high
high bad for now then. High dad soup. Okay, little goofy troop reference there.
I'd say the crabs are okay.
Yeah, okay. Giant crabs coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind the crabs so much. They die surprisingly quick for a giant crab.
That's what I was gonna say. They pop out and you're like, oh shit!
Right, scare the crap out of
Crab
them.
battle.
You're crab battle. And you hit them like 4 times and they're dead.
Yeah,
They
it
can-
takes more swings to kill a rat in this game than it does.
Yeah, it does. An armored crab.
If they rush you, it can be a problem. But if
They also have a bubble attack that puts you to sleep that you never
I
see.
do remember that.
That you
Yeah,
never see.
the one in
Yeah.
Raya Lucaria did it to me once.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind crabs.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're okay or
You're high
good.
okay, low good.
They're probably good actually.
You feeling good? You're
I'm
feeling
okay with it. I'm not.
indifferent on the okay to
exactly,
good. So
yeah.
we'll put them bottom.
Crabs are
good.
fun enough
Bottom
to fight.
good for now. All right, next up here. Do we have this on the list? Yeah, my order got really thrown off from these. So we don't know the names of these ones, but let's just call them the giant terror raptor birds.
Oh, those suck.
Yep.
So awful?
I hate these birds. I
Or are
hate
you
them
thinking
because
broke?
their attacks will knock you on your feet.
I
Every
can't see
one
the
of them.
picture.
You
Is
can't
that a
even
Caleb
escape
bird?
them.
Is it
It's
Caleb
the Caleb bird,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
those
ones
things
that
are
kill it.
awful. Either
Yeah.
awful or broke.
They got poise breaking attacks. They attack relentlessly. The only place to hit them is their face, which is the thing that's attacking you.
Would you rather fight that or a Banished Knight?
Whew.
Yeah, put him in.
Yeah, put them in broke.
Put 'em
That's a
in
good
broke.
Yeah.
point. That's a good comparison. Like if it's a tough
Yeah.
choice, let's just put that thing in broke. Like,
Yeah.
That is way too aggressive. of
So
a
the next
creature.
one is the bats.
Yes, giant bat is officially the next one now.
Okay.
I have mixed feelings with bats. Any flyer in general gets really annoying hitboxes, which gives me some issues with them.
But they're also just kind of grunt enemies. They're
But
not that
yeah,
hard.
they do die quick enough.
So
at
maybe
the same
bad,
time.
you're thinking?
But they do annoy me. So and they're not too rewarding. So I'd put them in the badish to low bad even.
Yeah, I wouldn't go lower than bad. I'd say bad at the lowest. I would even put them in okay, just because I never really struggle with them.
All right, so we'll put them above the siren version of them.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, right around there. It's the flyer feature. Like anything that flies to me, it just bugs the crap.
Well,
out
the
of
next
me.
enemy, judging by it, the tentacle snake.
I'm gonna call that awful just because tentacle
yeah.
snake.
Giant land octopus.
I'm just gonna call that awful because I never feel a need to fight it ever.
I'm in the similar boat as
Ever.
you, just because
Yeah, it's
they're
awful.
so meaty. And as Kelly says, there
Yeah.
is a way like they
You
make
hit the
themselves vulnerable.
head, which is a weak point, but I don't know how
Right.
to actually do it
Yeah, because
consistently.
I'm hitting them in the face all the time, but they don't really trigger the weak point.
And
half
then
the time.
sometimes they do.
Sometimes it does.
You can cheat with a proc build and just try to
Right. There's
blood
that.
and frost, blood and frost.
But
blood and
otherwise,
frost,
they're just
but-
really meaty and really
Yeah.
pointless to kill, and they're always in your way.
Yeah, they drop like the land ovary or the octopus ovary thing, whatever that is.
Which is, if Crafton was good, maybe that would put them up a point.
And also, if you kill the small ones, you can get it.
Oh,
Yeah, you
also,
can't get
yeah.
the small ones.
The
Yeah.
small ones I don't mind. Yeah, because those are easy.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm gonna go awful. Or did anyone want
I'm
to?
fine with awful. I don't think they're well designed, mainly because
Mhm.
the weak point doesn't work.
Among the awful, where would you want to scale them? Above the basilisk, dog, or
Probably on the bottom. I
on the
think
very
they're pretty
bottom
bad.
of awful? Yeah.
I'd put them above. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, below basilisk. I'd rather fight basilisks.
Okay. Yeah, I think at least if it were a single one or a couple basilisks, even I'd take over one lance. But yeah, even a few actually.
Yeah.
I don't think the next one looks like it's the giant lobster.
Yep, giant lobster.
I've never fought this guy.
I've always ignored them as well.
I don't think I've ever killed one out of 300
Like,
hours or
I've
200
started
hours.
fighting
I
of
haven't
one,
either,
and
actually.
then I let
Yeah,
off.
so I can't tell you what they give you for a reward.
But
Maybe.
we can tell you that they were after fight. We tried fighting them, all of us. Like,
I tried my first time I saw one.
right, and if we
then
didn't
I
die,
just
we
never
eventually
did it.
ran away.
Right. Yeah.
And they snipe you when you're running
Yeah,
away.
when they got their snipe and snot. So yeah, I don't like the lobsters at all.
Awful.
Awful.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'd risk fighting a bird before a lobster.
Maybe they're better than awful, and we have to give them more of a chance for close-up battles because we haven't done it enough. Maybe there's some weaknesses or openings there that make them fun. But from what it is we know now about the lobsters, we're putting them in awful.
Steve's even thinking.
Oh, sorry.
broke.
I was thinking broke. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve's thinking.
Sorry.
Broke.
I kept saying awful, but I did mean broke.
Oh, okay.
Since I've never actually
But I can
Cared
go.
enough
I'd
to
be
kill
fine
him.
with bottom awful at the very least.
bottom awful or broke, actually, it doesn't matter. Just because if there's no inclination to fight them, you could call them broke. But I just said the same thing for the octopus.
That's true.
But the octopus isn't a threat. It's just because I don't feel like fighting it. It's annoying.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas the lobster's a threat.
Yeah, and it snipes you at a distance while you're running by.
Yeah.
I'm fine with you putting it in broke, but I'm just stating why we're putting it into broke. It could be due to limited data pool.
Right. Right.
So.
We'll put it bottom awful for now. I mean, broke has room to grow, true, but we'll see how it goes.
The
Okay.
broke ones are truly bad.
Right.
Right.
The lobsters are avoidable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Alright.
these are the giant poison plants.
Yep, the Mirandas.
They do drop some stuff for crafting and poison bloom, so you can make poison arrows right away. But
Yep.
poison also isn't very good past the beginning.
Also, yeah, I just tend to ignore them myself.
So
because
they're
you
weak
can.
to fire. Yeah, you can ignore
Yeah.
them super easy. They're weak to fire, but they're super tanky if you don't have fire.
Yes, they are. Like,
Way
Yeah.
too tanky. So
So-
bad.
You feeling bad?
Yeah, I'm
You
okay
feel
with
that?
that. I was gonna say okay just because of the fire thing. You can,
But even with
can
fire,
really
they
cheese
still
them.
have a lot of HP.
and yeah, the drop isn't good enough to put them in okay. I guess.
I think if they had less HP, they'd probably be
What does
okay.
Miranda powder even do? I know poison bloom gives you a poison
It's
effect. but-
used for some of their perfumes.
Okay.
I'll put them in the middle of the bad then. We'll
Sure.
just put it right around there.
But the problem is with the
Yeah.
perfumes, it's always got some rare item that is impossible to get. So,
Gotcha.
Right.
so this is not or this is both of them, the ones.
Yeah,
with the
I
bow?
lumped them together. The golems in general, though the axe, your halberd ones and your bow ones.
So the halberd ones are worse than the bow ones. They do have a cool move pool. Like they got a variety of different attacks, like where they drop down on their knees and start crawling around and spitting fire out of their stomach.
Right, they
Yeah.
got a little bit of style for the aesthetics and
Yeah.
size and everything too. So,
Oh yeah, that too.
and it is something you expect to be harder by looking at it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're right though, fighting the halberd ones, like their move pool is like, okay, he lunged forward and now he pulls it back and that hurt
And then
me.
they stomp
stab
right
and
away.
pull.
Or yeah, he'll just never stop slamming his
Yeah,
pole on the
yeah.
ground. Like, will you stop? Stop!
Yeah.
Stop! But and the bow ones, they're kind of annoying sometimes when they never like break aggro. Like say you're getting to the jar armament,
Mm-hmm.
like you just if you want to run by them because those NPCs are hard. And
Right.
they just keep shooting no matter where you hide. They're just always locked onto you. Like, will you stop? I'm not even. No.
These guys are not awful, but I'd have a hard time putting them in okay. So I think they've
kind of in a
stuck in
similar
bad.
boat there, where it's like, I wouldn't call them like even though I'm like debating, like I'm barely on okay to bad there. Like
You
I'm
can put them
between.
next to the Crucible Knights.
How you feeling?
I'm okay with that, but I was thinking even okay just because, like you were saying, you expect them to be a threat, and
Some of them still respawn though, and it's kind of the respawn thing. I think.
I think
So
only the halberds do, don't they? If you kill the bows, they don't.
all of
they
them
don't.
respawn, at least that I know of.
The halberd,
No.
ones
Except for
get-
like a few of them.
Speaking of which, though, that halberd's really good if you get it.
That makes me want to put it at least high bad,
We'll go high bad then
Yeah.
instead of a.
and they're not
Yep,
they're not
that's
hard
right.
to fight. If you attack their feet like 6 times, they drop, and you can get the chest exposed. and
Except
that's
for the ones that have guarded feet.
you can still drop them. I've done it.
It takes a long time though.
Okay. Oh, well, high bad for the golem.
So now we're on to the tree people.
Yep, the guardians of the tree avatars.
Tree.
So they die super quick, but they do like morph into stronger defense tree people. I've noticed if you don't kill them right away.
Do they?
I
Yeah.
didn't realize
I've
this.
never noticed that.
I've seen like the bigger versions of them, but I thought they
They
were just...
morph into that, yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
But their spear they drop is really good.
Mhm.
They also drop a nice armor set that's okay, but yeah, they die quick to me. I like them actually as an
I'd put
enemy
'em in good.
personally. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do
you don't
think?
really get to see their second stage, so I'm okay with
Yeah,
okay.
I've never seen
Just
the second.
because, like, I saw it happen and I'm like, oh. Like, it's more of a surprise. It's not something that I think you should see it a little bit more frequently. I guess. See all of their move pool.
So we could put. I wouldn't mind putting on the bottom of good with a note that it'd be good to see the second form.
Or even just in okay above the.
Well, definitely above the gargoyle for me, even though it's rewarding. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm fine with that.
Or low good, doesn't matter.
okay, I'll go high okay for now.
I'd rather fight a crab
What? Really?
than fight those guys. Yeah, crabs are
Hey,
cool.
Those things die easy.
Yeah, but
so-
crabs are cool.
All right,
Huh.
Kelly with the surprises.
So the surprises. All right. Well, the next one I don't know why I even bothered separating, but I thought might as well. The highwaymen, which you only basically encounter inside Patch's little fort, more or less.
You know, I've never done Patch's questline.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Yeah, basically they're just like men that run around with little daggers and kind of like attack in a group, but they die easier than anything in the game.
And they're pretty broken if Kyle's never fought them. He must have avoided them for a reason.
Right. But yeah, my thing with the highwaymen is like, why are these guys weaker than rats? Like, I have not found anything in the game weaker than a highwayman. Like, it's just really weird.
There are a couple of rats, aren't they?
I don't know. How do you feel about highwaymen, Kelly?
It's hard to say. It's like if it's an easy enemy that's like nothing, I guess you just put it with the other easy enemies that are nothing. So put it next to the
okay bottom area there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They serve a purpose. The next one I know, once I get up to here, is going to be a real personal button for all of us. Yep, the Int Jade Goblins, also known as what Kelly refers to them as Gargoyles frequently. But yeah, the little stone imps. Just the assholes.
Awful.
Everyone hates these.
Yeah.
Awful.
I almost want to like say that they could work and not be awful, but they are awful.
Yeah, as they stand, I consider them like awfully broke almost, even like for how they work.
I wouldn't call them broke. I'd rather fight a pack of gargoyles instead of a fucking.
Yeah, I'm not fighting those things in packs.
Thing is, you have to fight some.
Yeah, when they're in threes though, I'm running backwards until there's just one of them.
You do try to get one at a time because they can.
Would you charge a bird or a wind knight or a pack of 3 gargoyles first?
That's awful. It's not broke.
Okay, you're right. I mean, of course, that's as far as challenge goes. They, like, I just want to address all the issues.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I know what you're not.
Right. I am going to put them bottom of awful for now, but I do want to address all the issues with them. One, they attack really quick, like faster than you can react. 2, they backpedal immediately after they attack, so when you respawn, you're going to miss.
Yep.
3, they do a lot of ambush tactics that don't work. Like, even when you know they're going to ambush you and you try to hit a wall, draw them out, they'll wait. Like, they're cute little a-holes. Like, I was standing right over one of the sewers, like, swinging at the wall. Come on, come up. I don't want you coming up after I walk by you. You're just only going to come up when I walk by. Okay.
And they swing immediately, too. Yeah, it's just like, they need to give you half a second till they're like, it's a trap, and then get hit. But instead, it's like, no, you just get hit. So even when you know it's a trap, they just hit you.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I just want to address issues with those little bastards.
Yeah, I'm okay.
No, they're not good. And then the HP pool's a problem for someone that's invading backwards all the time and attacks in groups.
Yeah, they do take multiple hits usually to kill them,
right.
Which is kind of annoying for such a tiny, dinky little thing.
Right.
That bleeds you.
They're worse than dogs. That's for sure.
I definitely, because
Yeah, they're worse than dogs. I agree with that.
I'll even fight a few basilisks before I fight these things.
Yeah, well, the basilisks are easy, so they said that.
So, yeah, bottom of the list there.
It looks like the next one that we have on the list is a castle.
Yeah, just a castle, a picture of a wall and some snow. You know?
Okay.
So, what do you guys think of wall and snow? Wall and snow?
I like it now.
Winter. Broken.
Broken. These guys actually do kind of suck. The stealth assassins. It looks like
the invisible assassins.
Yeah.
I would have put them in broke if I didn't recently discover the sentry's torch.
But did you try using the sentry torch yet? Because are you sure that works on your back?
Yes.
Why? Why does it work on your back?
It's because I read something about
other torches work. Oh, I guess it just has a passive effect.
I read something about the beast repellent torch, and somebody said if you keep it on your back, it'll still have the same effect. So I was like, I wonder if that's true with the sentry torch.
That's broke for me because it shouldn't work.
Do torches still give light if they're on your back?
No.
Just curious.
Yeah, so it's stupid.
The invisible stalker to me is also just like a one-time thing. Like,
yeah, it's nice that there's not too many of them.
Well, I assume that you're just talking about the assassins in general, because there is
specifically the invisible one in this case.
But there is an invisible one in a cave that you fight. That's a boss.
Yeah, in the Altus
Plateau. That's right. Yeah,
because that's where I verified that it works.
Okay.
Because I fought him with William Wallace. I had it on my back.
But
even when you see them, I'm sure they still suck.
Yeah, these guys they are hard to fight. Like without the torch, like I didn't bother killing them.
No, you just run away. Why not?
So I'm not gonna say it's like good or even okay.
You can put it in a high broke.
But you're thinking like
the best of the broke, which is
really
an F
put
tier.
them at the best of the broke.
Yeah.
Because
they're easy to run by.
Like I was going like kind of bad, but you go all the way down. All right.
I wasn't going broke. I was going awful, just because of how tough and annoying they can be. But even with that torch,
they're still tough to fight.
I like that there is an in-game fix to the invisibility problem. But without the torch, there's still a problem. But now, would I rather fight a Wind Knight or an Assassin? That gets tough for me.
So that's why I said it's higher than those. Just one, like, it's in the same tier. It's just higher.
I mean,
I'd rather fight any of them in awful.
Yeah.
Before I'd fight Invisible Guy.
well, that's also where it comes down to would you rather fight, but it's also would like the frequency. Like we encounter
Right.
imps all the time, so they're like
Correct.
frequently
Correct.
pissing us off. Whereas the invisible guy's only once.
If Steve was going bad and Kelly was going broke, and if I was leaning into awful,
Oh, I
I'd
guess
just
you're
put him
right.
into
Then we'll
awful.
just put them bottom awful then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even put the imps low, but yeah, we'll go bottom awful. Bottom. I just hate those fucking imps.
Mhm.
They're pretty bad.
All right, next I believe is the Jar Warrior, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Jar enemies.
They're fine.
Little and big, we'll lump them together, I
Yeah.
believe. So, yeah, I don't mind the Jar enemies. How you feel about them?
I put him okay or good. They're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
I like the design.
they got a good aesthetic, a good design. Let's go good.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah,
say,
throw
if
him
you're
next
all
to
right
the
with that.
crab.
Yeah, right there with the crab. I don't know why the crab's in good, to be honest. Like, he's okay to me, but okay. Right there with the
You
crab.
can't beat
Kelly
the
likes
crab. Yeah.
Kelly likes the
I
crab.
like the crab. Jellyfish.
Awful. No reason for it.
I think actually they provide ambience. You know?
Okay,
I
I
love
guess.
the way
I
that they
guess.
look.
Yeah, that's
I like
fine.
the attacks are fun. I wouldn't put them in awful at all. I would say they're
They're
better than the slugs that we have in OK.
I would agree with you
Yeah.
that there's not much incentive to kill the jellyfish,
But
but
if-
also they don't attack you, so they're just
Right.
kind of like decoration. To
That's
me.
true.
So
I
hardly
can-
an enemy, almost
can
similar
go
to our
okay.
dragonfly.
Yeah, that's true. I can go okay. Or bad, I guess. Okay.
I want them in OK.
You want them in okay? I'll put them bottom of okay then.
We
Just
can put
to-
him. Yeah, that's fine.
Will be nice. Because
Yeah.
I'm going with probably bottom okay. Kelly wants okay. You want awful.
Well, that was I guess that was a knee jerk, just because I was like, I just always run past them and they never
they-
interact with them.
But
There's
I
no
like
reason.
that you.
I will
kinda
agree.
move
I don't
past
fight
them.
them.
But also, it seems like you're a dick if you do fight them a little bit because they
True.
get angry at you.
Right, because they're passive.
Yeah, they get passive
Usually.
and they'll get all red and just be like, "Hey, what the heck was that all about?"
Yeah, Steve did have a good point about the.
They
the
had a
look
clever
of
use for them
aesthetic
in
and all
the
that kind of
secret
stuff,
snow
so-
area.
I
Where they
love
were lighting
that
up the cave,
look.
like under
So
the ice.
the floor is all ice if you didn't go in this one, and you can see the floor below you, and you can see these jellyfish moving around, and some of them
Ooh.
are red or blue.
Yeah, they
It's
light up the area
really awesome. It's
yeah.
one of the I
It
saw
was
that
actually
place
a well thought out
when I
place.
had like 200 hours in the game, and I'm like, this game's still surprising me with some visual stuff.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, I look at them as scenery.
Okay, that's fair.
More than monsters.
That's
so
fair.
They might not even need to be on the list.
But they can fight you, and when
They
they do
can.
fight you, they just use their poison.
You know, and
attack.
even for poison attacks, that's a really weak poison they got.
It's dodgeable
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, it's like the bat has worse poison. Caden Cell Swords,
Oh, okay, so
also known as the Mongolians.
the Mongolians, yeah,
My God,
they're fun.
I favor a lot of humanoid enemies. These guys were a pain in my ass when I started the game
Yep. Me too.
because I couldn't figure them out because I was learning. But after now that I know them, I actually kind of like them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say they're good.
How do you feel about them, Kyle?
I'd put him in okay.
You're going okay, good. So bottom of the good.
Mm-hmm. Fine with that.
All right.
We're more positive than I thought this list would be. I guess
Yeah.
there's a lot of enemies in this game.
Surprisingly, so yeah, there's a big list, and the negative ones we do want to.
Yeah.
we just want to emphasize. Are
Those
really
ones really
bad.
shine when you're thinking of the game. You're not
Right,
really thinking
right.
of the negatives. So this is a surprising list.
Yeah. That's a little out of order, but why not?
The Ice
Knight
Warrior?
of Zamor. Yep, the little ice warrior guys.
I don't fight them
I don't fight
because
them
they
either.
used to be bosses. They probably suck to fight.
Yeah, I ignore them. They look cool. I'm sure they're cool opponents in their own right, but there's a lot of them in that Zamor ruins,
Maybe the top
and
of
they
awful.
are kind of on the tough side.
Yeah,
Yeah. Top of awful's fine.
Top of awful, you're feeling?
Sure.
because I think they're better. They're worse than a lot of stuff we have in bad.
I think you can farm that weapon from them, which I hear gets a lot of good praise. And their armor looks cool, but I don't think you can farm that. I don't know. But
Either that or the
maybe
bottom,
bottom
bad.
bad.
Wanna
Let's
do
go bottom bad.
Okay.
Breaking
'Cause,
Bad.
Yeah, we mostly just because they're so ignorable is the main thing. Like we just don't bother with them. They're tough, and you don't have to fight them.
Yeah, and they're really only in that one spot too,
Right.
as far as normal enemies.
Exactly. Next, we have your basic standard knight soldier. These are the ones that you usually find on horseback or with some kind of magic move or something of that sort all
Yeah.
over the world.
They're not good, but they're not bad.
Yeah, I like them okay. Like, each of them offer usually something unique. Like, although I don't like the ones in Late El Capital with the lightning. They annoy me a little more.
If you're lumping them in there, then
Yeah, the
Because
ones
these are
with
just
the-
all
I'll
these
say okay.
types.
The ones with the
Yeah.
lightning are awful.
Yeah.
Actually, like those ones are straight up awful. So maybe just bad for the standard if you're grouping them all
If
together.
we average them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So the other ones we'd consider okay, but then some of them bring it down.
See, I was
The
even-
lightning ones are so bad that
I was even thinking like the early, like the very first
The
one.
very
that you
first
fight.
one in that little where you get the whetstone, like the start of the game area.
Yeah.
Front.
that one's good though.
That's what I mean. That feels
Yeah,
good
he is
because
good.
it's like
No, I
a first
agree.
tough enemy.
The,
that's
the,
not
the,
bad.
the,
I
there's
really
like
like
10
knights.
of them
Yeah.
in that, like, yeah, it'd be nice if you
So,
had
yeah,
there's
maybe-
a different guy, just the ones that are in that capital city.
Yeah, just
'Cause
the capital cities. Yeah,
The capital city one is awful.
So maybe for our tier, we'll just say.
We'll just say
forgetting them,
not capital city,
Yeah,
and we'll
and
just
we'll put it in
note, like we're just saying right here, maybe we don't have a picture for it. Capital city ones are awful.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll bring up a reference when I do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, the thing ain't scrolling up on me.
You might have to put them in a different. Not there you go.
You have to. I guess
Yeah,
they're
have
bad.
to drop them
I
off.
guess
Put 'em in
they're
row.
bad.
There we go. So yeah, they're good, minus the ones in the capital.
The ones in the capital are awful.
Right. Next one's here for comedy. The old
Lance
Land
Squirts.
Squirt.
Bean Bungeon.
These are the only ones that I think I got the name right every time because their name's even funny.
Right.
Um,
Land Squirts.
Yeah, I think that best summon in the game, but I don't know. They're tough to fight against because they're so hard to take down. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good challenging fight. Sometimes they attack in groups, which could be a real problem.
Yeah, if they rush you, it's an issue.
I haven't seen it yet, but I take your word for it.
So okay.
Yeah, I mean they're tough. But yeah, we can move on. I don't know. That's bringing up a lot
They're
of
tough,
bad
but
memories.
fair.
Yeah. You just have to get good to beat them. So I think most
Sometimes-
players aren't good enough to do that. But I know
Sometimes I wonder why there's not a boss health bar at the bottom of the screen, but it's okay.
Why is there not a boss Land Squirt?
there's a big one. There's some big ones.
Yeah, I do remember some big ones in the ice area.
Yeah, and at the end of the area place.
I just want to walk into a boss room with a giant Land Squirt and a room full of Land Squirts. Like, what?
Oh my god.
It's over.
Just commit seppuku.
Yeah. So these guys can suck a dick.
Yeah, these are the Lazuli sorcerers. I think we are differentiating them from the other sorcerers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the other source.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
there's a lot of sorcerers.
I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
I
there's
got it.
another one there on the left or the right to the second middle right.
Okay, so yeah, these are the
Okay.
specific ones that actually carry
With
the
the
sword.
sword.
around and such. They're similar enough. I should have just made them the same. but-
Yeah, we'll just make them. We'll just put them right next to each other. And
Let's
do
do
them both
that.
now.
Yeah, I'll do the other one next too.
These
Okay.
guys suck.
So yeah,
They're
your
at least
standard
bad.
sorcerers you run into at Riot Academy. I don't have the image of the standard one.
It's not gonna show up on
I know where it is. Oh yeah, you don't have an image, but that's fine. We'll just
here it
move
is.
both
There it is.
sorcerers.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, just your standard little sorcerer in your Burger King helmet.
Yeah, these guys suck.
Yeah, let's just call them the Burger King sorcerers. I don't know. They serve their sorcerer purpose, but their magic attack deals way too much stagger, where it's always making you backpedal, which I
And
don't
like
like.
they're in groups where they're casting
Yeah,
it. There's
they're
like a
usually
few
casting in
rooms in
groups.
particular where there's too many of them.
They die quick enough, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys go through the Celia Castle or the Celia Manor too, where they're invisible?
Oh yeah,
Those are fun.
I might not have done that.
So wait,
It's right outside of Caelid. When you get transported to the Celia
You're talking
crystal
about
tunnels, and you
this-
go through that tunnel, and you come out in the Caelid, like by the rot swamp,
Huh.
and if you follow the edge
You're
of that
talking about
swamp,
the city area there, right, where you light the torches for
Yes.
Millicent's quest line.
Yep.
They're invisible
Oh, is
there?
that for Millicent's questline?
Yeah, there's ghost versions of them there. They're not as powerful as the ones in Raya Lucaria, surprisingly, the ghosts, but they are annoying.
Oh,
Same
I
concept.
guess I couldn't see them because they're invisible. So I probably
I
just.
must have
Just
missed
ran
it.
right past it.
I'm fine with upper bad.
Upper bad, you feeling? How are you feeling, Kyle? Anywhere for sorcerer types?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Somewhere in bad.
All right. I'll grab both of those images there.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Upper bad is fine.
Okay. Upper bad on them. All right, make sure my thing's in the right place here.
Oh, the cats. These ones work better as bosses, and they are pretty bad enemies. So
Yeah, they also call them, I think, lesser burial
They're
watchdog.
watchdogs,
I
yeah.
don't see dog looking at that
the snout
image.
isn't a dog snout at
That-
all.
Those are, yeah, that looks like a cat to me.
Yeah. I would
But
put it
I
in
don't
the
like 'em.
highest awful.
The highest awful.
So it's like
Does that mean it's the most awful or the higher up on the
the
awful?
higher up on the awful.
But yeah, no, they're even though they have like slow little robot attacks, their attacks are just really just I don't know.
I don't think it's
Annoying.
bad as a boss fight, but to face this while you're going through the dungeon where you might have to fight 2 more of them and fight a bunch of other guys, it's just a waste of resources. It doesn't feel good. You don't really get good rewards for it because, again, it's not a boss fight. So as a standard enemy, I don't think it works. As a boss fight, it's fine.
Are you running into much of these, Kyle?
I haven't.
Oh, no?
I've fought the ones that are bosses, but I've not been to an area where they're
later
just
in the
standard
snow
enemy.
areas, you start running into them in like
Man, I gotta
catacombs
do
and
more
things,
exploring in the snow area.
and in
So
some
does Steve.
heroes' graves.
I
me
was
too.
playing through that yesterday, and I was talking to Steve, and he had a lot more to do.
Yeah, at least in the secret snow area, I didn't do much exploring around. Yeah, with the secret medallion. So I put. We're going to the red wolves next.
Apparently, they disappear when they die, which is a big plus.
Yeah,
I hate them. I think they're broke.
I give them a lot of style points though, but I do agree that
guess.
you're unmotivated to kill them usually.
I'm fine with awful because they at least disappear when they die. I don't want to put it in broke because
That and
they don't respawn. And if they do respawn, they're broke. But if they don't, I'm fine with awful.
Yeah,
That's
when I
fair.
started the game, I actually would have put them down in awful broke too. I got a really high opinion of them going upward just because I like them style wise. But I don't mind throwing them. Where'd you guys want to go? Awful, bad, broke?
I'd
They're
still
a pain
put
in the
them
ass to
awful.
fight. Yeah.
They are a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
so I'll put them in the awful. In fact,
Where did you want to put them, Steve?
You
I
want
was going to
bad.
go in okay actually,
Okay, yeah.
Really?
because that's like they started out awful broke to me, but I went up a couple notches.
I'm fine
for
with
style.
moving it up even farther towards Steve thing just because I really want to push the idea that if these guys don't respawn, it encourages me to at least kill them.
True. And just, they do look cool, so I'll grant you that as well. I fucking hate fighting them, but that's fine. We can put them in bad. I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
I'm fine with top of awful or bottom of bad if you want.
We can
We'll
do
put them bottom bad.
Bottom bad.
Bad
Bottom
bitches.
Yeah.
Are you also thinking bad bitches the entire time we were saying bad?
I just watched or got
I
a
wasn't.
South Park title, Butter's Bottom Bitch. So,
Butter's
okay.
bottom, bitch.
Yeah.
I was just really thinking bad bitches when we said bad for some reason. I don't know something about it.
okay, for some reason this is a little out of order.
Also, we got the bear.
Yep, next is the Rune Bear.
Is that broke or awful?
I hate, let's call it bears in general, but we're focusing on the Rune Bear, the big bear. I hate him. He's either broke or awful to me.
I'm fine with broke.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about the bear? Kyle?
Especially when they're broke because they have the forest that's like got 5 of them and there's no reward for doing it. They're awful to fight.
Do they respawn?
Yes.
Then yeah, broke.
Yep, some of them do. Yeah, they respawn. Their attacks just like are relentless and they just go
Yeah.
everywhere.
There's just no reason. Yeah, they're broke.
Uh,
It's a bad enemy.
If they offered a huge reward in runes or like a really good
And they didn't respawn.
something.
Right. Now, which would you prefer to fight? Banished Knight, Raptor Bird, or Bear?
Oh boy. I'd probably fight Banished Knight before I fought a bear,
Okay, so
to be honest.
wait, how you feel about this, Kelly?
They're all pretty bad.
Right. Just because there's so few on the broke list, I'm curious where it falls. I think I'd. Oh shoot! I think I'd take on. Dang. I think the birds are a little more rewarding than the bear, so that might actually even put it above for me.
I also think the bird looks cooler. Like, it looks more appropriate to its area.
If those bears were small in number, like a massive bear should be something that's hard to fight. But so should a massive bird. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with both of those.
Okay. Well, for now, we're gonna put it on the bottom of broke.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Quite something. I only have a picture of the lesser hands, but I
But
do
the big
mean
hand is
all
what you're
hands,
talking.
And we are definitely referring to the big hand.
Are they in broke then or awful?
No.
I wouldn't call them broke, but I do have problems with them. The big hands, the ones that have the little seal middle
They
finger.
don't give
throw
above
at ya, and-
awful. Like these things are like the way they spread their attack out and the way that they hit you. It's really annoying. They're weak to fire, so if you hit them
Yes.
with fire once they roll around, they still have too much HP. So even when you're attacking them with fire, they just take a beating and a half.
I've been running William Wallace with a fire greatsword, and I've been having no problem with these things. It's like 4 hits and they're done. The first hit rolls
But
and
yeah,
then
if
3
you
more hits
don't
and they're
have
done.
Right.
fire too,
And that's just it, because
there's a lot of characters
I
that
just
don't
did a
have
short
fire.
sword flame arc guy, and
Yeah.
he had an easy time with hands as well. But
Yep.
my other guys really struggled with the hands.
I wouldn't accept anything above awful.
We can. Kelly won't accept it.
No, that enemy sucks.
So if we
the
put it
giant
in bad,
hands.
Kelly's gonna kick the laptop in half.
Right. I mean, I was leaning towards bad and awful anyway.
We can put it in awful. That's fine.
So I'll put it in top of awful.
Now we got the cum snail.
Actually, the cum snail is just really out of order here. We'll have to come back to the
I didn't know the cum.
Yeah, screw it. Let's do the cum snail now.
Yeah, we'll just do the cum snail.
Yeah, because I don't know why that image is out.
The cum snail
the
summons
summoning
things. It dies quickly enough. The things it summons can be a pain in the ass.
Yes, it can.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the first one you encounter is a boss fight in the earlier snow area.
As a boss fight, it's creative.
Yep,
because it's like, oh, that's what's going on,
Right, he's invisible, disappearing all over the place.
Worked.
Yeah. As far as an enemy goes, honestly, I ignore the ones later on.
Yeah.
But I'm running past everything later on.
Right. Although I did kill all the snails that summoned actually on the way to the summoning boss snail, so I guess
I did not kill all those snails because there's too many enemies and they have the freaking invader guys pop up in that same dungeon.
You're talking about the one next to the frozen dragon,
the
frost dragon.
Exactly.
See, that was my first introduction to these snails, and I was actually really annoyed at first until I realized what was happening. I was like, "Oh, the snail killed the snail."
It's not the snail that's a problem in that dungeon. It's more the invader guys. If I'm being honest, the snail's not really as bad.
So it's what they summon?
No, they don't summon the invader guy. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure they do.
I think they do summon him because I think he's white, like the snail summon.
Yeah.
Okay, I've killed an invader guy and he didn't pop up.
Oh, we'll leave that one open to the public. What do you, the viewers at home, think?
Sound on in the comments.
Yeah, all that smashing of likes and such.
Yeah, smash that like button.
All that. Yeah.
And check out our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Fresh Eats.
Yeah, that Fresh Eats, you're our sponsor.
Is Fresh Eats an actual thing?
It sounds
I know it's something like that.
And our other sponsor, Good Loins.
Beer.
Good Loins beer. Brought to you by beer. Okay. So summoning snails, where do you want to put them? Or where would you say, Kelly?
They're okay.
You're okay?
Yeah,
Kyle, how do you feel?
I'm good with okay.
I'm good with okay as well. They
I like the idea.
Right.
Normally, enemies that keep on summoning enemies are really annoying in these games.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in Bloodborne that's hidden underneath, and there's just constant enemies spawning on you, and it's just awful. They at least didn't do that. So,
right.
So these are the Deathblight squid faces?
Yep, the worm faces.
Worm face. That's a better name. They actually beat me on that one.
Way to go. Way to name your guys.
Way to name your guys better than me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they couldn't think face tank.
Face tank is a far better one.
But yeah, worm face. While we're on face tank.
Worm faces are okay.
I prefer to fight them over Basilisk, even though they both do Deathblight.
Yeah, okay is pretty high up there. I think that they're okay. Yeah, because they feel like they should have more HP, and they don't pop in the same numbers as Basilisk.
Right, they don't swarm you in the same regard.
And you can go behind them and hit them without having your Deathblight build up.
That's true.
Where
do you rank them there, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm not married to either. We can put them in okay.
Okay, I put bottom okay though, because I still just don't like running into Deathblight. But I don't mind them.
But yeah, it's only one. It's usually not a mob of them.
Yeah, and when there is a mob, they're usually spaced apart enough that you can take on one at a time.
And they have a lot of HP, but not
too
a
much.
crap ton. Yeah,
okay.
They look like something that belongs in Bloodborne.
Yes,
I can see that.
They look very much like Bloodborne enemies.
Yeah.
There it is. All right, the malformed star enemies.
Fuck these guys.
More of a rare one.
These guys are good because they die and they stay dead.
They stay dead, but I do.
We're not talking bosses then. We're not talking Estiel.
No, I do hate that Astiel guy on Ronnie's quest.
Yes, that boss sucks.
Right.
But so do the other bosses that are the same species, the ones that charge around like rhinos in craters.
Yeah. They're the same species.
They're the same species as this enemy.
So really? Is this like an undead version of those things?
No, I think they develop, so they move up the lines and develop into... This is one
that's
close.
So the Fallen Star Beast is the same thing. Oh, I guess
the Falling Star Beast turn into these.
Malformed Star, I guess.
Yeah, they turn into these, and then these things turn into the boss that we were talking about that we hate. That we started out.
I guess
so that's like a
same
cocoon
pincers
then,
too,
right?
Yeah, or something. And then eventually breaks free from it, starts crawling around.
Wow.
Well,
but yeah, these guys are fun. I think that they work. It's nice to take cover.
I wish they'd keep their head a little closer to the ground.
Yeah, because they work well with bows if you take them out. because they're pretty easy that way. I like them though. I think that they work as an enemy. I think they're fun. I'd put them in good.
Yeah, I was leaning okay, so you're leaning good. Where are you leaning, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can put them in bottom good.
Bottom good, you thinking?
Yeah, just because they're not impossible. If you can,
And they
And
change
they're not
up
free.
the gameplay. They mix it around by making you run for cover.
if you can figure them out, then you can take them out. And yeah, it just does keep it fresh.
And they're also not frequent.
It's also nice to have something else in good that's not a grunt.
Mm-hmm.
also
We have face tanks in
We
good.
do have face tank.
And crab.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of grunts. But hanging on that Bloodhound Knight.
Hell yeah.
Way to go, buddy.
Hell
And the
yeah.
crab.
And the crab. Don't see any crabs serving anyone. Call back to the marionette soldier.
I like these guys more than you do, so.
Yeah, me and Kyle don't like them very
I
much.
don't like them at all. I put them in awful.
I'm leaning towards bad to awful as well, but you were leaning towards okay to good, Kelly, or
Yeah.
You can put them in bad then. Bad or okay, I guess.
Yeah, where were you putting them specifically, Kelly? Marionette soldier.
I would have put them in okay or good.
Okay, so okay or good, and I was leaning towards bad or not even okay. Yeah, I was definitely picking bad.
I like the archer ones that load you with so many arrows that your character just looks like he's completely filled up with them.
I'm gonna put them at the top of bad. There are just, and I'll have to justify reasoning though if I were gonna put them anywhere. That constant spinning attack that the melee ones do just drive me insane.
I kill them so
Yeah.
quickly that I don't have to worry about the melee ones, I guess.
Wow, Kelly's really good.
Yeah.
And the bow guys with a shield, they're actually really easy to get up to, of course. But
It is
you
hard
can
to
roll up to
judge
them
when they
sometimes,
stop
but, yeah.
attacking.
they just keep attacking. So yeah, a few pauses would be nice.
They do also make every other character that's not like the ones that we already talked about, the troll sniper and the invisible sniper. If any other character has a bow, I'm just like, oh well, it doesn't have 17 arms, so I guess it's fine.
So I guess it's fine. Well, I
Yeah.
guess so. It would still go underneath our other bow guys. So yep, I guess top of bad.
I'm alright with that.
Okay, top of the bad.
Top of the bed to you.
Top of the bad. Yeah.
I'd
Right.
be fine with the next centipedes going into broke or awful.
Okay, moving on to our next one. The minor prawns. These little guys that shoot their rib cage at you, that heat seek onto you no matter where you are.
And
Yeah.
there's no cooldown on it, so they just keep on doing
Hey,
it.
can we zoom in on the picture of them too?
Of course we can. Yeah, we'll just do that one.
Are those hands?
Like all like along their
Yes.
entire rib cage.
Yes.
Well, they're centipedes.
The bottoms are hands.
So yeah, I guess they
But
have
they're
to
not
be
like
something
pincers like
hand-like.
centipedes, they're hands.
Oh, yeah.
They got like fingers.
That's what I would be if I was a centipede.
Design, I would give them a boost, just because they do look.
Like something you want to kill.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Though they're unique looking. Their movements are even pretty good, but unfortunately, they're also annoying.
Yes.
It's really the distance attack that makes them so annoying. And they're always come in groups, and it's their placement in the levels. It's not even just the enemy itself.
Oh yeah,
Like,
let's
I
take
would
that
put
mine.
these guys in broke or awful, not just because of the mine. I'm thinking when you're in the Hagel tree, and there's like
Oh, yeah,
they have
another
so
bad
much
spot.
HP, it's ridiculous.
There's
there.
a lot of HP there.
So like these guys are buffed up to like each one with a maxed out weapon, depending on like if it's a strength weapon. They're taking 4 hits, and there's probably a group of 10 if
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
feel-
trying to overestimate it.
They mixed them up with smaller versions, but they all have ranged attack. But yeah, there's about 10 critters in that room for sure.
There's one in the graveyard that's like outside of one of the rooms where there's like 10 or 12 maybe even, and it's just you try to fight them one-on-one, even one-on-one, you don't feel like you can ever get a good hit in on them. I would put them. I wouldn't be upset with broke. Like I actually do think because of those ones in the Hagel tree, I actually don't think they're as bad before that.
See, my issue with the ones in the mines is a placement issue because they have this annoying heat-seeking rib thing, and they're all on like 5 different tiers of levels. So
Yeah.
you're getting shot like 50 times from something you got to climb a ladder to get to. I don't know. It's their placement of them, but yeah, too much HP in the Halleck tree. I agree.
Yeah, the Hagel tree ones are just awful.
Is there like an element that they're weak to?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of either.
Mm.
Yeah, why were you wanted to put them higher than broke?
I'm gonna get outvoted, but I would put them in awful. I like the design, and I don't know. It doesn't seem Halleck tree, that is a problem, but everywhere else, like even in the mines, it's not that big of a deal because if you take them one at a time, you kind of have to play it smart. You can't just rush through Can I just have to kill one, go hide, wait for the aggro to go away, then go kill the next one, then go kill the last one?
The problem is the haggle tree place. The haggle tree place ruins that.
Talog tree.
It's the haggle.
Haggle.
Yeah. You gotta haggle.
You gotta haggle.
I mean, I could compromise the bottom of awful.
I bet I can do bottom of awful.
Alright.
But yeah, I mean, I also was tempted to go broken on them. That rib cage move alone is just...
That and the high HP that they have in the final place.
Also, if you get close to them, the ribcage move doesn't do anything.
No.
Yeah, but when there's 20 of them in the room.
Yeah.
And that's just comes down to poor layout for how they do them, which I was touching on. Yeah, they just do them wrong. I hate those guys so much.
You can put them in broke then. Just put them in broke.
That would be the top of broke.
It would be the top, yeah. So it is like debatable even for us. So
okay.
I tell you what, if awful fills up, we'll move them to the top of broke.
All right.
So
Because it's the design really mainly that makes me go, eh.
No, you got a point. It's a unique design.
I think awful's gonna fill up.
I think awful will fill up, so I'm safe on that bet. I think. We already did it. Okay, so the Misbegottens.
The flying ones. These ones kind of suck, actually. These ones are pretty bad.
Typical problem with flyers, unfortunately.
These ones also just don't land.
Yeah,
They don't get in close at all.
Tend to stay in the air, shoot a bow at you.
They do sometimes drop lower.
They do
They give
sometimes.
you an opportunity to
I
hit.
don't see them do that.
I mean, would you rather fight one of these or a bat?
I'd rather fight bats.
I'd rather fight a bat.
Easy.
Okay, so
Like I said, when I fought these guys before, I didn't see them go down for like 30 seconds. And then I just got pissed and had to switch to a distance attack. Or I didn't think I could hit them.
Bats don't have bows either.
That's true, so they don't get the range. Oh, because they do got a sonic attack that they can shoot at you. So,
Yeah, I take the bat
I guess
100 out of 100 times.
I'd take a bat over them too. So
I like the design of this thing more.
Okay, I'll give them points on design. You're right there.
I like the bat's design.
It just looks like a big bat.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not a crab, but
That's true. We didn't minus any points off the crab for design. It was
So-
just a giant crab.
The thing is, are they awful
That's awesome.
or are they just really bad?
they're just bad.
So
I would
bottom
call-
of
I would
bad
call
for
them
now.
bad.
The awful ones are worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the hands are worse for sure.
And I don't think I have a separation for these, so let's talk about the other Misbegotten warriors, just your standard non-flyer types.
Those aren't bad at all. I'd put them
Yeah,
in,
those
like,
ones are good.
Yeah,
good or bad.
I would
Good
agree.
or okay.
And also, again, the design is good.
We did do those ones though, Steve.
Did I?
Yes, we
So
did them earlier.
Did we put them in good?
Yeah.
Where are they?
I don't know, you'd have to look at the pictures really closely.
Are you sure you're
I don't
not
think
talking
they're
about the demi-humans?
Oh, I was talking about the demi-humans.
Okay, yeah, just your standard Misbegottens. There are the Misbegottens with the giant great axes as well, but I'm clumping the melee ones together.
Okay.
I like them, yeah. I put them in good.
Mhm.
The melee Misbegottens.
Yeah, I agree.
This guy was also already done, so.
Fat guy?
Oh yeah, the ones you hate too.
Yeah, these guys are
usually.
broke.
Um,
These are one of the worst enemies in the game.
yeah, the omens. The worst ones are definitely the ones
sewers.
found down in the sewers and the shunners.
Because there's too many.
That's them.
Yeah, these are the fat
Yeah.
guys in the
Yeah.
sewers.
They shoot that yellowy fire at you. They are
one of the worst
pretty
enemies in the game.
aggressive.
These should, to Kelly's point, go away.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't
Kill
go
them.
away. They're very large, and they usually have a lot of them in the sewers too.
The sewers is too many.
Do they drop anything good?
No.
Their omen cleaver's kind of nice, like their weapon, but that's about it. Yeah,
I don't see a reason to not put these guys in broken.
I don't like them personally. So I was down on awful to broken as well.
See, I would be much more upset in a room of 3 of these than a room full of 10 centipedes. You know what
Both
I mean?
of those sound pretty miserable. Both
Yeah.
of those sound pretty miserable. to me.
I'd put this guy in broke before I put the centipedes in broke.
You're right.
For
I
sure.
would too. Actually, by that comparison logic, I would agree.
I would just put them both in broke. I mean, that solves that problem.
You're right. But yeah, let's put him now out of the broke. I'd say he's top of the broke, or would you actually put him even lower? for you?
I'd top it broke.
I would fight.
Ooh.
I would fight the bird and shit before the.
I'd take a Banished
Really?
Knight even before him. So
Wow, okay.
Yeah, these fat guys are just horribly designed.
I'd take out
like,
a fat guy before bear, though. Actually, I don't know. I don't like the bear.
Yeah, the bears are, but the bears like feel like they should be strong. It's just like these guys feel like they just have way too much HP for like where they are in the sewers, especially the sewers. That it's not even like the final end game place, and it feels like all the enemies are balanced around it not being the final end game place. But these fucking fat guys are literally just like super tanky, do a shit ton of damage, don't stop attacking. Horrible enemy design. I think it's just blatantly bad. Like, some of these guys are just guys that we don't like or annoy us and shit like that, or stuff that's like frustrating, but I guess it should be a little frustrating. These guys are blatantly bad design.
So yeah, just
So put them in bad.
It's just
Yeah.
blatantly bad. Yeah. C tier.
C tier.
But no, I do agree. It's how they use them that gets even worse. Like, on top of being an annoying fight, they're used, just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The bubble butts.
Yep, our bubble butts, also known as the Oracle
Bubble
Envoys.
butt.
Let's loop them all together, big to small here. I really like fighting the small ones and even the medium ones. The big one with the super big horn, I don't know, I never actually fought it, I just ran from it.
I don't like the distance part in the Hagel tree, but I probably just don't like that area.
Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, I like these things.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun running down the Halleck tree too when I first discovered rejection. So I was just like, aha!
Oh, that works?
Yeah.
That's
So
a
you
good
can
move.
get rid of their bubbles?
No, you can just push them off the edge.
Oh.
You run up to them and poof.
That wouldn't work on the sniper one.
No.
No, but yeah, still fun. I like them. I think they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them in good because that
Oh, really?
sniper one
Just 'cause-
pisses me off.
Bottom of good?
It,
Fine,
it
no.
won't bother me if it goes
Top
in
of okay?
If it goes in good, I can ignore it and not look at it.
If it makes you feel better, we can go top of okay.
He's not better than the crab. That's all I'm
You
saying.
do.
That's why he'd be bottom of good. We got crab at good.
I think he goes into good because he's got a unique weapon that you can get too.
Okay, so we got a double good. We'll put him on the bottom then
Yeah.
for Kelly. Yeah, crab wins, Kelly. You're
Yeah.
all right.
Alright.
Those crabs.
These
The
guys
old
suck.
I don't like these guys.
Yeah,
These
no
guys
one
suck.
like
likes
these guys at
guys.
all. I
Especially-
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just like,
It feels
that
like
triple
they're
shot
worse than
crossbow
bads.
is the worst. 'Cause
They're
it
worse than
instantly can kill
bads.
you.
They're on top of awful.
Like on the bottom of awful? Or
Like that the
very
the
bad?
top means
Closest
that
to
they're
bad.
not as bad as
Oh.
they're not nearly as bad as the centipedes.
Okay, so yeah. Okay,
So
yeah,
when I mean top, they're not the worst. Top is not worst. It's a weird way to do it.
I'm trying to rank them there. I'd put them kind of in the middle of awful there because I'd take them even before the Basilisk and even the land. Actually, I'd fight them before land. Because yeah, I'd put them above the land squid.
I would fight one of these guys before I'd fight the Godskin. Or the Black Flame Blade guy.
Okay, so we'll put them towards the top of awful then.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
that's all right. Right around there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. We're all in this agreement that they're pretty
Yeah,
awful.
well, we can all agree they're bad. They backpedal. They have a triple shot that can one shot you. They're just
that's-
annoying.
And there's that one spot in the Lindell Capital where like the gargoyle spawns.
Yeah, that
And,
one
like,
is meaty.
Dude, you fight it, and then I tried to roll down into the little like the stairs underneath to get away from him, and there's a fucking one of those guys sitting
Yep,
in the
I did
corner,
the
and he just
same
triple shoots me,
And
and
kills
I'm
you in
dead.
one hit,
I'm like,
yeah.
eh.
And that one in particular
Yeah.
takes a beating. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know why, but he's a tough one.
So now we got the Iron Maidens.
Yes, Iron Maiden's next. The old
I think they
pendulum
call it Iron
statues.
Virgins.
Iron
I think their
Virgin,
names are.
Virgin
That's
Stealer,
Virgin
even though it
Stealer.
steals you. So I don't know what it's implying.
You are maidenless.
Yeah, you are
Yeah, you're
maidenless.
maiden- it's a
But
good
then
point.
a maiden comes to us and says that they're service maiden, which
Right.
seems good enough.
Yeah, but she ain't
Finger-
giving you that
yeah, but
sweet
she's just
stuff
a
until
finger
you're a...
maiden. So is that virgin? Oh wow,
I don't know.
virgin on the line of obscene. Let's move on. The pendulums.
So would you, bad or awful?
I don't like them. They're very meaty.
I'm
obviously.
not gonna argue against awful.
Right, they take way too much of a beating. They're and mostly they
Even-
just take too much of a beating, and half of them
Even
don't
the
disappear.
lightning attacks that they have, it feels like they're weak to that, but it still feels like they take a bit of a beating when you use it.
Right, I just don't feel like they're rewarded. is
I'd
my
say
issue.
awful because there's a big problem with them that they shouldn't respawn. I think that they would be fine, like even okay. Maybe I'd be fine with if they actually didn't respawn when you killed them. But
Well, functionally, I don't think there's a point where like you have to engage in them.
well, that's the problem though. Is like you're avoiding them every time.
No, because all the things that suck about fighting them, you don't have to fight them. But
I'm fine with the top of awful.
I won't be mad if they go into awful. I just don't. I was much more bothered by these than I am now. Now I'm not so worried when I see one. I'm just like,
I
okay,
see.
I'll fight it.
Yeah, that's how I am too.
Have you
but-
ever? Like, do you still fight them?
Yeah.
Really?
They're not that bad.
I've never.
I fight them from time to time, but also
You just roll away from their grab things and you're fine.
I just haven't bothered, honestly. I guess.
not that the spin attack you can't attack them while they're doing.
It's
Yeah,
a
you
lack
just
of
wait.
reward.
Yeah.
It's my main issue with them.
The lack of
That's fair.
reward and the fact that they respawn.
Well, I would go. I mean, if we were mixed on it, I'd go bottom bad.
I can do bottom bad too.
Bottom bad.
Their attacks are at least visible enough where you can dodge them.
Yeah.
All right. Easy done.
And you get that one that gives you that early game teleport.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Okay.
The perfumers.
Moving on next, the perfumers. Mixed feelings on these. Some of
Kinda
them aren't
different.
bad. Some of them are horrible.
Yeah.
Kelly, you were having a real nasty time with some of them in Salt Castle Soul there. Not Soul. The
Oh yeah, those ones are awful.
the Swampy Castle in Atlas.
Thanks for
Plateau.
reminding me. These guys suck.
Right. Like I said, that's why some are okay. Like they're not that.
Yeah, I was thinking of the perfumers. Like when you pick up the perfumer stuff,
Right.
like that's nothing.
Right. They weren't
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, and then the perfumers that are in the poison place, horrible.
Yeah, like the ones in that poisony castle where you fight the big guy who gives you the cool arcane scaling sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones suck. They like just throw constant fire. Like they never stop.
They don't stop. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they use the fire attack constantly unless they decide not to, which I guess you got lucky if they do that.
Right.
Right.
There's nothing stopping them from
Also-
using it at 100% at all times.
Again, and how embarrassing is it to die from someone spraying like Chanel number 5 at you? Like, yeah, like come on, you couldn't at least be a wizard and hack.
It kind of reminds me, it's a little bit off topic, but it was called Old Spice that raised your MP up in Demon Souls, the original one. I think they
Really?
changed it. Yeah, it was Fresh Spice and Old Spice.
Nice.
That's
I don't
pretty
know.
good.
I like.
But
the-
I do like the design and concept's okay.
Yeah.
It's just I know there's
The
a
lack
slight
of
tank
cooldown
those
with the
ones.
fire
Yeah.
attacks in the other one, and they're tanky. So
But they're not the worst though to me still.
I'd put them in bed. Those things suck in that one place, but it is just that one place.
Yeah, the ones that actually act as like a buff for like the surrounding enemies, give them little shields and shit like that.
Yeah, that's
I think
fine.
that's cool.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
good concept.
neat idea.
So top of bad, like
Sure.
just under okay there.
We can stand bad with that. Yeah, put them in. They're
I mean, C tier is still technically our middle tier if we want to like take a positive spin on that.
so. Do we think they're above the marionettes?
I would put them above a marionette for
Okay,
sure.
I would agree with that too.
I wouldn't. Marionettes are cool.
Okay, so yeah, we'll keep it in the C tier.
All right.
Yeah, top of bad. Top of bad. All right, next off we got
This
the
is old Hothead.
Ooh.
Yep.
He's
the
cool. He's almost like a
prelate.
boss. You only fight him in one spot, as far as I know.
There's a couple of them later on in the snow area that you'll run into.
Okay.
Is it snow area or is it Altus Plateau? It is snow area.
Snow area
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. And those are ridiculous because they're surrounded by all the other.
Yeah,
fighters.
it's
Oh,
just
right.
these
I
rock
know
fighters
which one.
around
I
right
never had
outside
a
that
problem with
castle.
them.
But,
I think they're fine.
Yeah, I think they're all right. These ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
I think they're fun. Cool visual design.
unique armor, good visuals. Yeah, like you said.
They drop a
unique
really
attacks.
really good hammer.
Yeah, good hammer. Even their armor is really good if you're just inclined to wear fat armor.
Mm.
But I'm not. But but it is something to note.
Okay.
So yeah, I like them. I think
Yeah.
they're good.
Okay
actually.
or good.
It looks like an enemy that would suck, but it actually is okay.
Yeah, I mean they're not like high up on my good, but I'll still say they're good though. I'll just put that when I move up here.
And it looks like the next one is the Pumpkinhead, which I would put in good. I like the
Also-
Pumpkinheads.
Yeah, I mean my only gripe with the pumpkin head is they keep their head down a little too much for
And
my
sometimes
taste.
you hit their head and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think they're a fun design. And
They're
good
a
enemy.
far better version of the ants. It's like the same basic design where if
Really?
you hit their head, they do nothing.
Oh, of the big
The
flat-headed
big-
ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
specifically.
flat-headed ants.
So I say that was a stretch. We go from pumpkin head to ant. But yeah, I get you on the flat-headed ant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
Um,
same basic design, but these guys are fun to fight. They're big. They got the right amount of HP for a big guy like that. They do always respawn, but at the end of the day, they don't seem too tanky in the HP department, or they feel too bad about respawning.
Isn't there a boss in one of like the early tunnels that's a pumpkin head?
Yeah,
Is
there's a dual pumpkin
double
head.
pumpkin head
Double
boss
pumpkin
fight.
head.
Yeah.
I think there's a single pumpkin head too.
So there is a nice progression, like the more you go through the game, where it's like it starts out as like this intimidating figure, and then it's like still tough, but
He
it's
looks
like just-
intimidating too. Like
cool,
sometimes they're just
you
lying
know?
around, sometimes they're hitting their head against nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, good. I'll actually even go higher on the good for the pumpkin head, even
I
though
like
someone
him.
argues
Okay.
differently there.
We can. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Or put him Yeah.
Not higher than the crab.
You could put him higher than the crab.
All right,
Absolutely
fine.
put him
We'll
higher than the crab.
just under the crab. Crab gets goated to the top there. Okay, let's.
Do we have an S tier? Let's make an S tier.
Let's make an S tier. Just put the crab there. So
That's
we can
right.
settle
It'll be for the crab tier.
All right. The putrid corpses. These come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Are these the ones that have too much HP?
They got a decent amount of HP,
Yeah.
and their
These
big
guys-
thing is
these
they
guys
just spray
suck.
shit on you.
Bad or awful?
Whether it's rot, blood,
They're not
or
hard,
anything.
but they just have too much HP. So at the point where I'm fighting them, and then there's like a group of 10, and then another 10 pop out of the ground out of nowhere, and I'm just like, oh, that was a waste of my time.
Right.
Now, I would rather fight one of them than a marionette, but it's
Did
less
they're like
enjoyable
right
to fight
next
one of
to
them than a
the-
marionette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing too.
Sounds
The
fun.
marionette at least got points for style.
Yeah, and I was even actually thinking the Iron Maiden. I would rather fight.
You'd rather fight an Iron Maiden
It'd
than
be
10
more
of
fun.
these?
I
It'd
would
be more
rather
fun
I
to
would
fight
rather
Iron
fight
Maiden.
Iron Maiden than these guys. These
Yeah.
guys are tanky. There's like literally they're easier than the Iron Maiden, but
Right.
yeah, I'd rather fight an Iron Maiden.
Our
than these
issue is
guys.
they're just way too meaty. So
They're just way too meaty, and they come in groups of 10, and
Right.
it's just
Yeah,
So feeling bottom of bad or top of awful or
bottom bad's good.
I'm-
they're not awful.
I'm for
they're
bottom
not, they're not
bad
annoying.
myself.
They're just
yeah, I'm fine with
Stupid.
that.
okay. Yeah, I would agree. Next up, we got an old favorite, the rats.
Bad. Top,
I hate
bottom,
the
or
rats
bad?
in this game.
Uh,
I mean, I like the concept of having a rat. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. But their hitbox is so low that your horizontal swings will go over them half the time.
Yeah.
Yet for rats, you want to do horizontal swings because they swarm you.
right.
And at the same time, they attacks will stagger you even though they're a rat.
Yep.
And they take like 3 dang hits with a plus 10 masterwork super colossal
At the end
weapon.
of the game, yeah, they're too tanky.
And it's a rat.
Well, the big madness rats are really cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with you guys if you want to put them into awful, but I just put them in the bottom of bad.
I was leaning towards top of awful, bottom bad. Where are you sitting there, Kyle?
Beast repellent torch kind of helps with them if you have to use.
That works on rats, or is it just dogs?
It swarms.
It does
like
work on rats.
it's swarms of enemies.
I don't know if it works on madness ones. But
Probably not.
probably, maybe.
I don't know. It's a toss up. Honestly, they do have too much health. It doesn't make any sense. But they don't like spell a death sentence. So I wouldn't put them in awful. Like it's hard to get surprise killed by rats. Well, would you guys put them right next to dogs actually? Because it's the same concept.
Dogs are more attacky, and dogs did have the longest point where there was a dog that could one hit you.
I do find
True.
dogs a little more annoying than rats.
Okay. So,
Although you're right, though, it is a fair comparison.
yeah. Okay.
So, okay. Yeah, we'll put them above dogs, though, so we'll go bottom back.
Okay.
All right, that works.
So now
I would definitely.
The
Yeah.
next enemy
Yeah.
is the worst enemy in the game. Is what you're thinking?
Oh, yes, the old Revenant, also known as Spider-Man.
So
by
pretty
me.
much, if you have heal spells, you can kill them easily. If you don't, they're the worst enemy you could fight in the game. Period.
Incredibly unpredictable attack patterns.
That constantly attack. They teleport behind you, spit acid,
Yeah, very aggressive. They all over the place.
and heal
And
spells
they-
destroy them. But that's it. That's
Later
all
on
you
in the
got.
Halleck tree, they even throw them at you in groups, which is fun.
Yeah,
So broken.
they're broken.
I'm on the broken side. I don't know where I'd put them in broken, but yeah, they're
Since
somewhere
they
in
have
there.
the heal spell weakness, they're probably not as bad as the fat guys because the fat guys don't seemingly have a weakness.
Because, yeah, I always do hate fighting them. I don't know. Where you feel, Kyle?
Yeah, broken.
Feeling broken?
I think.
I honestly, I'd still take one of those before a bear. I don't know why. I just hate the fucking bear. Why is the bear not on the bottom? Okay.
We can put him above the bear.
I
appease
hear
you.
a
don't
lot
care,
of
as long
people-
As he's broken. That's
I
fine.
hear a lot of people arguing for worst enemy being either this guy or the bear. I think there are not enough people talking about how bad these fat guys are.
The fat guys are bad. I agree. They deserve to be broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could be the worst enemy in the game based on just their placement in the sewers. Maybe they weren't for the sewer placement and they just came in like
You're
every
right.
now and
Because,
then.
yeah, you're running one in Stormvale, you're running one in
But
front of
even
a
there's
tree.
like some
They're not
like
bad.
temples you go into where there's like 3 of them and it's just
Mhm.
like that's too much.
In the sewers, they can climb a ladder too,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
They
You're
are
like
climbers,
fat
right
guys
there.
shouldn't climb ladders.
Oh, that's yours.
Right? Don't they know they break?
Yeah. That ladder would just break completely.
Okay.
So it looks like the next one we got is a giant worm monster dude
Cool.
that flaps around, worm dragon.
Root monster?
root
I wouldn't
monster.
know a root monster. I always called them just wiggly salamander things.
Wiggly salamander works really well. I like
That's not
that.
what you call them, Steve.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they're almost shaped like a penis.
Right.
They're close.
Yeah.
Sort of
Penis with problems.
kind of act with
A lot of problems on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the doctor might say, "What the fuck" when they saw it or something. I don't.
right.
WTF?
Looks like that thing's had to clap so many times it's applause.
Mhm.
I heard that once, but that's one worth like saving.
So these guys are mainly just bosses, and as bosses, I think they're okay. They almost don't work because they're too big. The attacks are erratic, but when you learn how to dodge them, you can learn how to fight them, and they're not really too bad. But as a standard enemy, I think they only appear in the game in one spot, and that's when there's 3 of them. So you just run by them. So they're at least an awful as a standard enemy.
There's one in Lindell Capital that I'm pretty sure doesn't have the boss health bar. It just pops up out of the ground.
Oh, you're right. That one
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
have the
there's
bar,
actually one not even in Lindell.
Yeah.
There's one in
That makes sense why you run into multiple ones in later in Leyndell. Like for the
but they're at least they feel like a boss when you do that. They
Yeah.
don't have the boss health bar, but they're in like a boss area.
Right.
right.
So yeah, they're not too bad. Maybe
Yeah, I can't say they're broken or anything like that. I can't even say I really hate them. I can't predict their attacks. Honestly, Kelly says he can, but I can't.
all you do is you
They just
strafe to the right,
wiggle
and if
around
you have
like
a
a
shield,
fish out
it's
of
even
water.
easier.
They do just writhe around, and it seems.
Strafe to the right,
Wild.
and then you dodge when it charges at you.
Right. It's
I can understand the.
I feel
you
like
know,
someone's
they don't
like
feel
electrocuting a catfish. Like flopping all over the place.
And then they put it in a really small arena for one of the bosses. It's like what?
That's fun.
Yeah, anytime
Yeah.
they're locked in a tight, closed place.
It's like is
that's
that
great.
thing going through the wall halfway every single time it gets close?
Although recently, the more trouble I have with them, it tends to be not with like the wriggling and like the striking. It's more when they do like their big blow up attacks.
Yeah, the blow up.
The
I
blow
haven't
up attacks
dodged the
suck.
blow up yet.
Yeah, those ones you have to go really far back or dodge
Yeah.
perfectly. Yeah, or just
Right.
block and get most of the damage.
So yeah, I'm not wowed by them enough to call them like okay or good myself. I don't know if I'd even call them awful though. I don't know.
Top of bad.
We can put them top of bad.
You feel
It's
top
fine.
of bad?
Just they're bad just because of the repeatable aspect of them. Well, actually, that doesn't matter if we're just talking standard enemies, but just the irregular attack patterns, I guess. We can just
Yeah, some
fight
of the
that for
areas
that.
where you fight them in, and also I learned how to fight them by just strafing. But yeah, the irregular attack patterns could probably make it pretty frustrating for a lot of other players.
Yeah.
Alright, top of bad works for me. Alright, next up we have the Sanguine Nobles.
I don't like these guys.
I don't mind them.
Is there only like 3 of them?
You run into a good handful of 'em on your way to Mogwin's Blood Palace area.
I ran
throughout
by
the
all of
caves.
them. Yeah, these guys are stupid.
So you don't like them? Otherwise, you just run into a few random encounters in like churches and things with them.
Yeah,
Or-
those ones are more fine if there's just like one of them. But yeah, I remember I killed one of them in like the cave to Mogwin, and I think it's might be close to where the image is, but it's like close to where the shopkeep is. That's there in that
Right,
cave.
right.
And then you just came back up from the ground. Like another
No,
one
there's
disappeared.
there's 2 there. Yeah,
Ah.
one respawns after the other one. Yeah.
That's stupid.
I actually don't mind them myself. I think they got a lot of style.
The
But
style, yeah. I'll
they
give
are
you that.
hard. I will agree with you there.
They
Like,
just feel like they have too much poise for what they are, and
I
they
can
bleed
give you that
rock.
too. Also,
It's
too,
annoying.
yeah, the fact, like, I don't understand how throwing blood at something makes you bleed. Like, that's a common theme in this game. But
True.
they make a pool of blood on the floor and you're gonna bleed. Like, that's not how blood work or how bleeding works.
That's like if I threw pee on you and you wet your pants.
Exactly. Like,
It's like, what?
that's exactly how it would work.
Yes.
If I puke on you, you puke. Well, that actually probably would happen.
Yeah, that would happen.
Now it makes sense.
I'm
So-
fine with wherever it is you put them. I'm kind of indifferent.
You have indifference towards them, Kyle. You're leaning towards the bad side.
I would
Yeah.
say more towards bad.
I put them above the worm myself, but would you go under worm at least? Or
Above worm is fine.
above worm?
He's underworm.
Underwear?
Underwear.
Okay, fine. Worm, right. Under the worm. This next one hardly.
So this
even
is the
deserves
many
a mention.
heads.
Yep.
Super easy.
School of Graven Mages. Okay.
Many heads.
I just call it
Ball of heads.
the ball of Burger King heads.
Yeah. Meatball.
Yeah.
Meatwad.
I don't even remember. Like these are very unmemorable for me. Like
Well, then you just run up and attack them.
yeah,
and like
they usually die
might-
before they do anything.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have a little bit of HP, but their attacks take so long to charge up. They like have the same problem that like maybe a lot of players had before some stuff got nerfed with like some fate spells, We're just like, all right, I'm charging up my attack, and like you just run up and kill them before they can get it off. That's how these guys must feel all the time. So you just run up and hit them.
Right. So I'll put them kind of like, what do you say, like mid-tier bad, like somewhere in there, or
they're okay.
Oh, you're doing okay even.
Doing.
I don't even like
just because they're so unmemorable. It's just,
yeah.
All right, we can go bottom okay though, but yeah, very unmemorable to me. Those things.
That makes sense because you just run up and attack them.
Right. Like I can't tell you what their attacks are because they never got to it.
These are the mushroom men.
Oh yes, Servant of Rot, I guess. Mushroom men makes more
you can
sense
just put
to me.
them next to all the other scrubs and probably
In the
the
good
best
tier.
possible tier.
Oh, I mean, I
What do you
guess.
think?
Fine though. That's like they're the same type of scrubs
yeah,
as
that's
everyone
true.
else.
It's the same explanation.
Yeah, I can
that we
agree.
gave, so.
They die quick enough. They serve a purpose.
They shoot poison at you, but that's more of a problem that you're walking through poison than the attack.
Yeah, or when you're going for that golden scarab and you're walking through rot, and then those guys are throwing poison at you at the same time. And it's like, hey, I got enough going on in my life, right? Leave me alone.
But
yeah, good is fine.
They work. These next ones,
Once you get that goofy armor.
The mimics?
Yeah. These are actually just the standard blob mimic ones, but yeah, I don't have an image of an
They're
actual
good.
mimic,
They're
so
fine.
why don't we just clump them together?
They pop up. They attack you. They look like the silver dudes.
Yeah, I don't mind them. How about
So these are the blob mimics that explode into lightning.
you? Yeah, some explode into lightning, some just shoot you with a spike.
Those are fun. Those are good.
I like the ones that explode into lightning because if you group them up and you kill one, then a chain reacts.
Yeah, and they're always grouped up, and you get to see it. It's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
like that too.
Yeah, I like it.
Although I will say on the PS4 they caused some wicked lag on me, the lightning ones. But
Not a
I
problem
can
on
see
PS5.
yeah, not a problem for you PS5 guys. But yeah, I don't mind them. I think they work for good.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Even the other mimic guys that are just like soldiers, I'd put in good
You
too.
put them there too? Oh, good,
Yeah.
because I don't have another photo, so they're in the same.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
That looks like the boss fight that you have to. Oh,
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
skeleton warrior.
Oh wait, no,
we
that's
skipped
out of
one,
order.
yeah.
That's why.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah, let's take a look at what the hell that is.
I think what that is.
Oh, it's an ooze.
Oh, oozy
That's
boy.
why.
Yeah, it's a news. So
It's
we're
not a
wondering
pile
what
of
it is.
herpes.
It's like it looks like a pile.
Those I would call them bad or awful just because there's no purpose to them.
You can put them in bad.
They're just annoying.
Maybe
I
the
find
top
them
of
a
bad.
little too meaty for what they are.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind if they did something else. Like they should have a poison or
I
something. I
think
don't know.
if they're the same as they are in Dark Souls, they're probably weak to fire. So you probably kill
They are
them
weak
fast
to
with
fire.
fire.
They're definitely weak to fire.
Yeah, so you can just put them in bad, but they're not
Yeah,
not awful.
They're not the worst of bad. Not the bad. I would put them middle of bad. I'll put them
Yeah.
above bats.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, a good marker. Okay, the next one. I just have a picture of a single skeleton. I'm just lumping all skeleton warriors in one
That's a
clump.
good call.
Because yeah, they all have the same gimmick.
The
You
only
kill them
thing-
and they revive.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks
Right.
about a skeleton is when they attack you in groups, and then you get some of them down, but then you're dodging and attacking other ones,
Right.
and then you can't kill the ones that are down.
Which is
It'd be
definitely
really
what
nice-
they're trying to do, but
Right.
at
It'd
the
be
same
really nice if holy weapons just killed them completely.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to make all the
Yeah.
end bosses super resistant to holy, they should give holy that at
Yeah,
the very least. Just something.
it's not a
Mhm.
lot because all the other people can just swing at it again. So just make it where they don't revive if you kill them with a holy weapon. There's like certain bows that cause them not to revive. There's like a holy bow. It's like that. Who's finishing off a random skeleton that dies in 1 or 2 hits?
It's like, this is
With
why
a
I carry
bow.
this.
Yeah, so they don't have to swing at it again.
My
That's
time to
stupid.
shine.
That's just really dumb. So
Well,
I think all holy weapons should just kill them. So I don't like that aspect. But outside of that, they're fine.
I would put them in okay just because they're. If we're gonna compare them to every other grunt, you don't have to kill every grunt twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is the whole purpose of that design. So I
But
don't
like
really
I
wanna
said,
punish them for
I
that.
would put them in good.
At least it's a purpose.
I would put them
I'm
in
okay
good
with
if you
them
could kill them completely with holy weapons.
Oh, if you could.
Oh,
I'm going with okay as well.
yeah,
I'm
I'm good with okay.
I go high. Okay.
High okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not putting them above the tree guardians. I like those things.
Okay.
And
that's
they're
fine.
not going above the crab because that's a different rank.
That's an whole other tier. Okay. All right. Next guy. We got the
Gravity.
Slender Wayfarers. Yeah, I was calling them gravity guys.
Gravity guys because they use gravity magic.
Gravity guys.
They work. They're fine. They're easy.
Yeah, I mean, you only run into a handful of them throughout the game.
I'd say they're good.
I like fighting them.
Yeah, they're fun enough.
They stance break when you hit them, which feels right. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
They
Right.
don't feel like they have too much HP, but they're bigger, so they have enough HP. They're good.
Agreed. How about you, Kyle? Any strong opinions on gravity guys?
I don't have strong opinions. I do actually like that it's. You don't fight a whole lot that has gravity magic, so
Mhm.
it's kind of nice.
Also true, yeah.
turn into something different.
Okay. Next we got your standard soldier.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna go? I wonder.
He's good.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
I didn't even
But
put him above crab.
He's one of the better.
I would.
Well,
Let's not get hasty.
that's-
We'll get ahead of ourselves. But yeah, I mean, I like the standard soldiers.
no,
Like,
they work really well.
they're good to
fun.
warm up on. They got predictable attacks. They feel good when you kill them.
You can parry them too if you're learning how to parry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drop stuff that you want, like that brass shield that a lot of them
Yeah,
carry is like the
one of
best,
the best
medium
ones.
shield in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the armor's decent. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they're good.
Classic look.
Oh, I did
Perfect
have that.
for the-
We got another hand. This
Right.
is the big hand. So we kind of did the big hand
Yeah,
already.
we already did the big hand.
The little hand would just be right next to the slugs or something. I don't know. They're
Right.
fine.
Yeah, the little hands would go way up there.
Yeah.
So let's review the little hand then while we're at it, since we only talked about the big hand. The little hand, I like the little hands. They die quick. They're a little unpredictable sometimes, but I don't mind them.
Yeah.
Similar concept to the small squid and the big squid, because the same drop is applicable for the big and the small hand.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I had small squids on here, it would be the same divvy, I think, yeah.
Right.
Although the squid's got it's a little lower on the list than the hands. Interesting.
This looks like the one that Steve had in our video, and it's dodging around all the time.
Yep, the old, why is it whenever I zoom in, it like won't let me go?
Side
past?
note: I actually think it's easier to kill the big hands than it is to kill the big squids.
Oh yeah.
I think so too.
So
Yeah.
But there's
So
way
I
more
don't-
big hands than there are big squids,
yeah,
and the big squids are much more avoidable.
true.
But yeah, these are the swordstresses, or the Noxtella monks, another term for them. Just all these little, like ninja little a-holes down in the underground.
I don't hate them.
I don't hate them. They do backpedal a little too much, but they look like they should backpedal.
It
'cause
looked
they're
like
kinda
when
kung
you
fu-y.
had that footage, they were just auto dodging, reading your inputs.
It was input reading. That was what I
Yeah.
used that footage as an example
Pretty
for.
bad stuff. So it's certainly it'd be hard for me to put them in good.
Yeah,
because
anything
of
that does input reading gets knocked down.
Especially
notch.
input reading on normal
Yeah.
attacks. Like if you're attacking with a physical weapon, they have to be close up, and they're input reading to dodge. What?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Why? So you thinking okay, or you thinking bad?
Like, I mean, I like them from a design standpoint. They're all right, and I favor humanoid enemies in general.
Mm.
But yeah, I can't say they're good. So I'm thinking bottom of okay or top of bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
top
fair.
of bad.
Top of bad
And the input reading thing's stupid.
because of input reading. We'll go knock them down to the top of bad.
But doesn't everyone use input reading though? It's not. It can't be enemy.
They,
an
they
extent.
input read like bows and magic, so you don't just
Right.
spam it ideally over and over, which they've been doing since Demon Souls, if I'm being honest. Like in Demon Souls, you can shoot an arrow, and if they get hit, sometimes they'll like input read for like a few, like 10 seconds, and then they'll stop.
No.
Right.
But it did more damage back then too.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just how blatant the input reading is, and theirs is pretty blatant.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the trolls, I believe.
Which would be in a good tier, I think, honestly, if they just despawned when they died.
I was gonna say I put them in good, but just because I can see they probably should. They should be one that disappears when you kill them. You should feel like a reward.
I was
for it,
watching
so
my
I put
brother
them in
play,
okay.
and like I didn't tell him that it wouldn't respawn, but I could hear the disappointment when he came back.
Right. I think we
And-
all had the same disappointment with the troll that
Yeah.
jumps down in front of
Yes,
the gate
that's
front.
the one he
Yes.
killed. He
Yeah.
took the time to kill it.
I
It's
took the
like one
time
of
to
the
do the
first
same,
trolls,
and I was
Right.
like, God, what?
and it just
Yeah.
came back. It's just
and
like
it doesn't even give you anything like rune
it
wise.
feels so
Mhm.
obvious that one, it should give you more runes, and two, that one especially like all the enemies can still like respawn around there, so there's still like that threat while you're
Right.
running through that trench. That troll especially should just not respawn. Like,
Right, that
huge
troll
whiff
sets
for
the
From
tone for the
Software.
rest of the trolls.
Yeah.
yeah, and it almost sets the tone for like certain parts of the game where it's like you see a big guy, you're questioning, is this worth it?
Right.
And like that troll really just does.
Well,
And
oddly enough, us talking about the gatefront troll might have lowered trolls even further down the list than I would have
Yeah,
thought.
that's you're kind of convincing me. We might have to put them into bad.
they're certainly bad.
It certainly goes bad. I'd even go
And
bottom
like I
bad.
said, if they revive or if they didn't revive, they'd probably be in good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe not bottom bad, but I'll go mid bad area for the troll because, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they're a pain to fight, but yeah,
Why?
You know, you're right.
Just why? Why
Yeah.
would you fight him? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
What do we got next here, Steve? It looks like
Next
a
is
guy with
another
a sword.
type of troll. He's the troll knight enemy. You
Similar
fight a couple
problem.
of these, but yeah. These ones, I don't know. I don't mind fighting him. He's basically just a troll with
They're
a
at
few
least
magic
farther
swords.
in the game where you'd expect big enemies like this to not despawn.
Right. I really like the look of that sword you get from him. It's
Oh
sharp.
yeah, the sword's cool.
Yeah, I do like the design overall of this guy. The sword's cool. The magic is cool because when you see it, when I saw it
when
for
he
the
does
first
like the
time,
3 sword.
I was like, holy shit, the thing's got magic.
So yeah, it's
So
because of the lack of frequency of these guys, and the most of them don't respawn. Some do, but well, some do, some don't. Actually, it's not most. I like them.
They're also
They're
later
good
in the
enough.
game when you fight big enemies like this, and it feels more natural.
So
I'd stick them in okay.
I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think they're okay. Maybe good. Not okay. I don't know how you think.
Kelly?
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever.
I'll put them maybe a little higher. I think okay. Not
Well-
above the land squirts.
If
No, of course not.
I mean, I could make a pitch to say if we were going to put the troll in good, if it didn't respawn. And
I
some of
would
these
put
don't
this one in
respawn.
okay.
But some of them do respawn.
No, I'm
Those
not putting the troll
ghostly
in. Okay. I'm saying
versions
if we
do.
could put that one in good. The magic troll.
I wouldn't put it in good.
Okay. See, that's why I asked you.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No.
And you said you're okay with whatever.
Now I'm pissed.
Do you remember that?
Little guys.
Vulgar militia, also known as gnomes.
I think that they're actually good to fight throughout the majority of the game. They just have an annoying grab attack.
Yeah.
That might bump them down to okay.
That is specifically the chain ones that have the annoying grab attacks. Like
You can't visually see anything, and then they're just on top of you and you're dead.
and instantly bled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I don't mind the vulgar militia. And
No,
the
I like
leveling
the
up
smoke
early
screen.
spot that we have. The smoke screens are good for the cave ones.
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, they're all right. How about you feel about them?
Um,
The chain ones do leave a slight sour taste in my mouth. Though.
they swarm in a similar way that dogs can. If there's like
Oh yeah, you
four
also
of
don't
them.
want to take them on in a group
Yeah.
usually. At least not the Kaled ones.
But you also don't feel like you have to. They seem easier to divide and conquer.
And also, for whatever reason, maybe my eyes just suck, but they're hard to spot sometimes. I'll
they're in
walk
the
right.
grass.
Well, they got
I'll
dark
walk right
clothes
by
and they're
'em and
tiny, so it's not
yeah.
hard to believe.
You have to lock on.
I'd put them in okay.
I could go top of okay.
Yeah, I'd go
Okay.
top of okay. They're really close to being good. It's really just that grab attack.
Yeah, the grab attack ruined it for me on the one classification of them. I got screwed up. But
Yeah, the grab attack is obviously they give good rewards too for the
right.
some areas.
Yeah,
Oh,
the ones
yeah.
in Kaled are good for farming.
Yeah.
So
Don't they drop a?
they drop their armor set and their weapons.
I would
Yeah.
never use it. Their armor set or weapons.
No, the weapons give good bleed, but yeah, I don't like the look of them.
Mm-hmm.
This one might go on the lower side of things.
Certainly.
The Warhawk.
And we're counting the masked warhawk that spits fire.
Oh, of course, all Warhawks, the bladed
boy.
birds.
So is this awful or broken?
It's on those lines for me.
Oh boy.
Probably
yeah,
just
that's what I
awful.
was thinking too.
Probably just
Like-
awful.
Stupid aggressive, flyer, so that's already a lower point there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, it's either bottom awful, maybe higher broken.
Probably bottom of awful.
Yeah, what do we got in
The
our
broken
awful
ones
tree?
are
Ooh, yeah.
worse.
Centipede or bird?
Centipede's worse.
Ooh.
You're saying centipede's worse.
Infinitely worse.
All right, well that says a lot.
Should we just go ahead and move centipede into broke?
That seems. Well, we'll put the bird above the centipede in awful for now, because I don't actually disagree with the bird being in awful, because I don't know if it's actually broke,
Okay.
but it definitely needs to be toned down a little bit.
They just need to give you opportunities to attack it.
Right? Yeah, those things are way too all over the place.
And they have
Yeah.
a lot of HP too for not giving you
And
opportunities.
the way they
Right.
fly too, it's not just like they hover for a little bit and then attack. It seems like they're
right?
always
Yeah.
doing this,
They're- yeah,
and then they're
fucking
just like
crazy.
this. So
That-
if you're locked onto them, the camera's just like fucking. You can't find them sometimes.
Certainly not a good enemy.
Yeah.
Right. All right, and very last enemy, because there's a repeat. The Wraith Caller.
Broken.
You don't like these ones?
I don't know. I don't even know what they are.
Oh, they just kind of sit around there and shoot little yellow flames that slowly
Broken.
heat seek
Are
at
those
you.
the ones that are the
They're in Lake Liarnia.
I know where they. Yeah. So is it just the ones that shoot the little flames, or is it the ones that they summon too? Because there's
They
like
ride
a big,
horses.
There also are the versions of them that
Yeah.
ride on horses as well.
There's also a
They're
bigger, like
fine.
meaner one that's like way more aggressive and it's all physical.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I know of that one.
Yeah.
Are you thinking
And
of
it's
the
super
Revenants
annoying.
that we already did?
Is
It
that
sounds
the
like a
Revenant?
Revenants to me.
Yeah.
That
might
might
be a
similar
Revenant.
enough.
Yeah, I think it is actually. I'm probably thinking of the
And you
Revenant.
also run into those in that
But I-
lake as well.
Yeah, that's probably what it is then.
Okay. But yeah, the race callers, and let's say the ones on the horses as well. I don't mind them. I don't like them, but I don't mind them.
Yeah, they're okay. I guess.
Yeah, they're
would be a good
okay.
way to say it.
I'd
Yeah.
say they're okay. And that's our list.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think we need to change or mess around with too much stuff.
No.
Yeah, if you disagree with us,
You're wrong.
yeah,
And
too bad.
I'm going to find your game and break it in half because you shouldn't be allowed to play it because you're a scrub.
And if you have a digital version,
That's
that's not going to stop him. Yeah.
Right.
I'll find the game inside of your console and I'll break it open until I find it.
Kelly matrixes into the computer, just a bunch of ones and zeros.
Cutting every 1 and 0 in half. Ha!
So we'll catch you next time. And if we don't, I'll break your game.
All right, everybody, be safe out there and hide your games.
Later, taters.